Evergreen Wealth Strategies helps everyday people every day with their finances, discussing cash flow, liquidity, investments, insurance, and tax-efficient strategies. No matter your financial planning stage, Mark will boost your confidence and keep you on track. Learn more at evergreenstl.com.
Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, a broker-dealer and a SEC-registered investment advisor. Equitable Financial Advisors and MI. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and does not provide tax advice.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, and I have been a long-time Design Air client. What separates you guys from everybody else?
It's becoming more common for companies to just get their foot in the door. They try to come up with different ways to upsell. They try to see how much they can make off of a customer as opposed to, hey, we're in there to do a service. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it for a fair price.
I don't know how many emails I have received from our listeners who experience the incredible customer service Design Air Heating and Cooling provides. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com.
Elevate your performance. Pure Performance is your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications, known for their top quality work and outstanding customer service. It's officially Jeep and Bronco season. Pure Performance carries any accessory for your vehicle, old models to brand new. From sunshades, soft tops, trail doors, to off-road gear like bumpers and light bars, Pure Performance has you covered. Stop by the Pure Performance showroom at 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard in St. Charles or visit pureperformance.com. That's PURperformance.com.
Stupiracy, the podcast where stupidity meets history and conspiracy. With hosts Scott Rizzuto and Tim McKernan.
This whole thing is stupid.
Check out the latest episode, available now. As Riz and Tim delve into the historical financial bubble known as Tulip Mania. Bless you. Explore how a simple flower bulb caused a massive economic crash in the 17th century Netherlands on the latest Stupiracy Now on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube. Presented by Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Visit evergreenstl.com or call Mark at 314-889-0503. And by Brown & Krupin, 222-2222 or getbc.com.
KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown & Krupin Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You're listening to TMA. It's presented to you by Brown & Krupin. Welcome to the Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. Come on in. The water's warm. 636-9004-TMA. Collier Thompson phone lines. And text in to the Schaefer Door Company. Text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Kevin Miller with a dangerous 2-goal lead. Kind of fun to see him playing well in fall time.
Oh, he's been sharp. He's been very sharp. He's a veteran. He's been around the track a few times. Knows what he's doing with the quill
stencil.
Yeah, and he's been very effective here lately.
You ain't never really done anal if it happened north of Watson Road. That's from the self-made stay-at-home Ledoux mom.
That's how the program starts.
Now you want to break down the Cardinal game?
All the preparation
Blues
I've
game?
done. And
Go through Missouri Buffalo again? Guess we could relive ILL, Rock Chalk.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't any of that be better than the subject that he suggested?
He.
Oh. Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, you got it right, Doug. He.
This Aaron Rodgers needs to...
He's not as mobile as he once was.
Nice.
His arm looks okay. You got to move a little bit better.
Nice.
Come on, Rodgers. Get yourself ready to go. I don't care if you're 50 years old. Move your feet a little bit better.
You want to grift and do some Tyreek Hill takes?
Grift? I guess we could get.
How's your slide piece? I will give you some advice if you're putting a DraftKings team together. Don't go take a nap.
There you go, Doug.
And then wake up right before kickoff and find out your captain isn't playing.
CMC?
Yeah.
A lot of drama going on with that right now.
Well, so you didn't do very well in your DraftKings.
Well, no, my one guy didn't play.
First round draft pick. No. Well, you don't have draft picks. It's a daily thing.
McCafferty. Last I saw, he was ready to go, and then I turned the TV on, and there's another guy running back.
Yeah.
Well, who the hell is this?
Jordan Mason, proud member of the Southside Seamen.
Should have played him.
Yeah, and then he said after the game that he was told Friday he would be starting the game, despite mere minutes before the game, CMC was announced out.
Well, look, a lot of people play DraftKings. Coach, why don't you tell? If you told him on Friday, why don't you tell us?
Because they didn't want to tell the Jets.
Kyle Shanahan immediately said that was untrue.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, but you can't do that.
I don't believe him.
You can't. You have to properly list players like that.
You're supposed to, but do you believe they're all on the level?
Get on my level.
Once you start
Get on my level.
adding legalized gambling into it, that kind of throws a wrench into it.
I don't know that it does. If you told a player that you're starting on Friday, you could pretty easily have told everyone else.
Mason suggested to Lisa Salters postgame that he found out, quote, maybe Friday night, that he could be in line for the start. Kyle Shanahan offered that no decision was made on Friday and nothing was decided until Monday.
Yeah, probably so he'd be in keeping with the NFL rules.
Right. And maybe Shanahan is being like, be ready on Friday night, told Mason, be ready, but no decision's been made. But it's just not dirty pool, but it's, you could run into some issues if that's the case.
I think they probably all do it.
Yeah, you have to list certain things, but then I do some research, and according to the reporter from the San Francisco Chronicle, he was limited in practice Friday, but all signs point to 100% ready to go for Monday. So
well, if they kept publicly telling people, yeah, McCaffrey's our guy, and then privately telling the other guy you're going to probably be in there, I suspect that's what happened.
Well, you cost me $5, Shanahan. Speak up.
Yeah, now it's getting serious.
Yeah, now when you start impacting people's... you like the term pocketbooks?
Yes.
You look like you're ready to go play 36 today at the U.S. Mid-Am.
I'd like to. I'm not sure I've ever played 36 holes in a day.
I think you could do it.
Not sure I've ever done that. I couldn't do it now.
Angry Anthony Pagano says, I love Doug's shirt.
No. Everything you see here is for sale. You put in a bid, you can have the shirt.
You were never going to win a tournament with Christian McCaffrey as your captain anyway. That's from the Loomster.
Really?
Well, why would that be?
Loomster, you can call in Collier and Thompson phone lines. Orson Woods Wacko has sent this in 3 times. Where the hell were you yesterday, Iggy?
I was on my way out, actually, while I was going home to change because I had long sleeves
We're
on.
talking about the Megan Meyer Foundation golf tournament.
Yeah, he texted me and said, where are you at? Get in a cart. We need cigarettes on hole 11.
No. Emergency cigarette call.
Is that your role as the president?
Yeah, I
to
just roll
be
out.
the runner for cigarettes?
Yeah, run out to the patrons if they run out of beer or cigarettes. But on my way home, I called Tina. I said, I'm just going to stop home and change. I'll be out in a little while. And she said, were you coming out to hang out, or were you going to help? I said, no, I was going to volunteer what you guys needed. She goes, well, you don't have to come out for that. She goes, we ended up with like 40 volunteers. She goes, there's people around here with nothing to do, so, if you don't want to, don't worry about coming all the way out. So then I won't come out then. So I didn't go out.
No. You took a nap instead and slept on the 49er running back.
Slept through the Jordan Mason decision.
No, I don't need to go out there and just hang out.
It's the big event, and you're the president.
But they're all busy.
You could have gone out and glad-handed just a little bit.
They're all out on the course already. I would have just been sitting around with Tina and Kate and a few other people.
Well, in this case, you get a cart, you drive around, you thank people for showing up.
They don't know who I am.
It was a beautiful day yesterday. It was a prime day to hang out. Probably get some work in.
Yes. Oh, gosh, I'm disappointed now.
No, I was going out to work. And Tina said, we got like 40 volunteers. Don't worry about it. So I said, all right. So
Wouldn't you have rather gone out there than sat at home and done nothing?
No, it's kind of a far drive.
Oh, jeez.
But then I get the text from Orson Wacko. We need cigarettes on 11. Bring them on out.
So they did need you.
Oh, he needed me, but
Did he ever get his cigs?
I don't know. I didn't text him back.
You were very busy taking that nap.
So he'll berate me.
Orson Woods Wacko's daughter, has she gotten back to you, Chairman Kurt, for this IQ showdown?
I haven't heard back from her yet.
She's
boy.
out.
She's out?
I would just kick her out. I mean, when I
Oh, she's gone. Wow, he just kicked her
waiting
out.
around for
Never
her.
got her dad's cigarettes and never allowed his daughter into the IQ challenge.
I figure it was a busy weekend for the Tridells.
Probably so.
I mean, the whole thing was supposed to be me versus the little beer cats, and then everybody else. We just started putting other people in.
Oh, she was definitely a part of the first, that day that it was even conjured up. She was definitely mentioned because she called in.
I don't care. Whatever you want to do. It's just give me a heads up and we Zoom it. I don't care how long we take. So you can wait forever if you want.
Has a date been set for Iggy, Little Beer Cats, and Perk?
I think the 27th.
Oh, my birthday, Doug.
Oh, God.
That's why I did it.
Thank you, Chairman.
And lesbianism.
Between Iggy and Little Beer Cats.
God.
It's hot.
May, December romance.
What was that?
Sound like
Sometimes
Doug.
a little turned up in this chair.
Okay.
I don't know who the 314 is, but not happy. Unbelievable. Going out to work, Iggy may be only president of a foundation who missed their fundraising event. Doug, I don't know if there's a sentence in there somewhere.
No.
Unbelievable. Quotes, going out to work, Iggy may be only president of a foundation who missed their fundraising event.
Well,
Well, it was just such a beautiful day, and there was nothing else going on.
nobody knows who I am out there. Tina's out there glad-handing, and it's Tina who people want to see.
It seems like to me this power structure is while you are president, Tina certainly is the face and kind of who runs the organization. You're kind of a Pino, president in name only.
Oh, you like that, Doug?
Oh.
Pino?
God.
Would that be
it's just-
accurate?
Yeah, it's just a title.
Okay.
I mean, Tina, I don't think Tina cannot be the president because she's the founder.
Sure.
So I don't
What's
think
the
she
point
can.
of being president if you don't do anything?
It's just a title. You have to have all these titles: president, treasurer, secretary. You have to
Sergeant at
have it.
arms?
I mean, I told you I was a secretary at one time. I said I won't take notes at the meetings. She goes, "That's fine."
You're really committed to this thing.
It's just, well, the whole point of it is the fundraising aspect, and that's what I'm very good at.
You know how to raise capital.
Well, I know how to get things that raise
So
money.
you know how to beg for free stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm lucky to have a lot of friends that will always help out this foundation. So that's what I do. They need something. We need beer. We need 5 of these. We need 6 prizes. We need
Cigarettes.
this. And then one.
Cigarettes out on 11.
And then somebody will say, I need a cigarette on 11. So I think what I'm good at, I take care of. Look, it's just a title. They didn't have a president. And Tina said, we just named you president. It's an interim basis. The interim basis has been going on for almost 2 years now, but
Do you intend to run for re-election?
no, I told Tina, I said, just let me know when you find somebody else.
Oh, you can debate them.
Yeah, because the president should show up at the meetings.
Or at the major fundraiser.
They did fine without me.
But you were doing nothing else. It was a beautiful day.
Boy, it was glorious.
Oh, God. Oh, crestfallen now.
Why do you worry about what I do with this foundation?
Well, I just think it would have been appropriate
Why
for you
the
to go out
listeners
and
care?
shake a few hands. What did you do instead?
I think the wacko was just wondering where his cigarettes were.
Yeah. I cleaned the house. I wanted to try out my new...
You cleaned the 2 rooms of the apartment all day long.
Yeah, I cleaned the kitchen and the bathroom. I got this thing Learn turned me on to. I ordered it from Amazon.
Graphic change.
It's called, well, he asked what I was doing yesterday. So, and that's what I did. But I hate cleaning when it comes to the bathtub and the tile. It's just a pain in the ass.
Doug, we're talking grout.
Yeah, we are.
But Learn turned me on this thing called the Tornado Scrubber. I got it from Amazon. I said, I'll see if it works. It's a game changer. It's electric. It's got a handle. It's got 3 speeds. You put the different things on the nozzle, whatever brush you want. I just took that thing on the tile yesterday. It took like 10 minutes. The bathtub, no bending over, no scrubbing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game changer. I was looking for other things to clean.
Were you?
The floor.
What's the name of this device?
I think it's called the Tornado Scrubber.
Okay.
Iggy is a nudge. Doug, you like that?
I kind of like the word, you know.
He has no shame in asking for things, i.e. emailing Tommy and John for apartments. And
20%
Audible crestfalling.
however, that is the perfect person for these charities. You have to have someone like him. That's from Chairman Stephen Wildwood. So I guess that was a compliment.
We called you a nudge, though.
Nudge.
Nudge.
Nudge is the word.
Well, I don't.
does that
I don't
mean?
beg for things. I ask for things, and I don't ask for things for myself.
This is like Ken Starr and William Jefferson Clinton.
What is the definition of is?
I don't. Again, I didn't ask for a free apartment. I didn't ask for a bed.
Mattress.
I didn't ask for either of those things.
No.
Not even Jake Reynolds could sit through this. That's from Long Balls.
Is he gone?
I don't know. How do we know if Jake Reynolds is with us or not? Does he announce that he's leaving?
Well, he hasn't given us some sort of
Let me go into the
fancy
YouTube
greeting.
chat. Morning,
there.
boys. Big shout out to Jackson for the great work he's been doing on the Skelly. Thank you for taking time to do that for us when we don't deserve it. We
For
appreciate
what?
your hard work.
I can't. I really wish I want to.
Seems like Jake Reynolds is in.
and I appreciate it. I really don't do anything different than the Plowhawk did. I just schedule the segments. I guess I try to put more premiere segments towards the prime listening hours, so right before the show, right after the show, right around 5 when people are on their drives. Outside of that, just I kind of just do the job.
How often do you upload the Sinbad interview?
I mean, we're pretty much on an 8-9 day rotation.
For that?
Well, for every segment, not just Sinbad.
Why does everyone care about what I do? Leave me alone. Now that that's settled, let me tell you about me cleaning my bathroom yesterday. Doug, that's from Arbor Day. Milagro Tequila Texture of the Year.
Starve for attention. I'm trying to help you out.
Tornado scrubber.
Yeah, it's amazing. I figured it'd be some piece of crap for $29.95. Man, it's good.
You got what you want.
I did. I don't like cleaning, but it made it fun. Don't have to do anything. You stand there. You don't have to bend down. You don't have to scrub. You don't have to get on your knees. Just stand there and waddle it around.
Chairman Stephen, we said you guys were bonding yesterday in advance of the match that's taking place October 11th.
Yeah, I mean, we're nice to each other. I'm not on the show. It's different. He can say what he wanted on the show. But
Okay, because he's active today. Don't ever tell a listener to get a life. You spend 5 minutes detailing cleaning the apartment. Also, Doug, big miss. You should have emailed Tommy Mattern and John Kiowski for a patio sponsor. Because you're building something in the Barnoff?
Yeah, the Barnoff is getting a whole new platform and runway.
For the jet?
You pouring Crete?
Yeah, and pavers.
Worsonwood's Wacko's issuing a statement. I guess that means Mr. Licks will be issuing a statement. For the record, I didn't personally need the dart. Someone in my group did. I assumed the president of the organization would be there. And since he smokes, but nope, he had to clean his studio mud hut. It's Worsonwood's Wacko.
there's no mud in there.
Not anymore.
Yeah, with this new cleaner.
So it works on tubs and sinks and toilets.
The floor, everything.
Yeah. Cleans grout.
Oh yeah, it's not really that dirty. I mean, I don't have scum in there.
Oh.
But after a period of time, you get the soap buildup, so you just got to get that off there. But
Hey guys, I started listening. What conflict did Ken have yesterday that prohibited the president of the organization from attending one of the 2 fundraisers of the year? Oh wait, he had to clean his house. Impeach his ass! Some big tough that he wants a hearing.
I may get an email today.
That you've been impeached?
You've been impeached. Show up in front of the tribunal at 8 o'clock Monday morning. You're out. I've told her many times, if you want me to retire, I will.
Retire from what? You're not doing anything.
I'll resign. Well, that guy, he used to email and just call me a bully, and he would call Tina all the time and talk about, you should hear he called a woman a broad, that way you want. So I told Tina, I said, look, if you're tired of the emails and if he's going after sponsors and things who spend money with the foundation, I'll resign. I don't care.
Yeah.
She goes, no, you're not going anywhere.
You would have fallen on the sword.
Oh, yeah. I can do the same things I do without being on the board. I would still do Gobble Bowl. I still get auction items for outings and things like that. And volunteer, I don't need to be on the board.
No. Will you run for re-election?
It's not a running. I was named.
Is there a possibility you're going to be term limited out?
FDR.
You did kick around the idea of running for mayor of Maryland Heights.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was a paying gig.
You have political ambition.
No, because if I would have, I'd have run for like a I don't know, what was one of the, underneath the president, or
Probably
underneath,
city council.
yeah, city council. They told me, I said, you can run for mayor, but you won't win. Everybody who runs has been part of the city council at some point. You should run for that. I said, what does that pay? That's what
You were in that for the money.
well, hell yeah. I asked
There's
what
probably
it paid.
jobs that pay a lot more than that.
And she said, like,
Everyone gets into local
yeah,
government.
but the mayor was like $32,000 to do nothing. You just show up at a meeting once a week. It's a part-time job. City council only paid like $4,800, so that's not worth it.
4,800?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want that mayor gig. You could maybe run for the U.S. Senate and make tens of millions of dollars somehow. We don't know how, but they all do.
I couldn't do any worse than some of them in there.
Yeah, that's true.
So enough about the foundation.
No, I don't think we've heard enough yet.
Not enough about Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton, Toyota. 7 o'clock hour sponsor, Jamie Burkhardt, Peter Munganess will take wonderful care of you. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, all you got to do is go to stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com. And Doug, there's a secret number, and it's going to take you straight to the muckrakers.
No, the muckety mucks.
314-252-0029. 314-252-0029. It's Munganess, sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour. stlouisacura.com, altontoyota.com. You might see other Munganess dealerships and go, I'm supporting the sponsors. No. Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour sponsor, official automotive provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. And you can send your emails in for QFTA, T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com, TMCKERNAN at InsideSTL.com. Any question, comment, or erotic story is welcome. And Doug, I'll be honest, there's been a real absence of erotic stories as of lately.
Well, do they have to be true?
I don't know if any of them have been true.
None are true. You just make something up and we'll go with it?
Yeah.
That's our show.
Because it gets us turned on.
The listener makes something up, we report it, and that's our show.
But we read it, and then Jackson and I find ourselves as two guys in small quarters with soft cows.
Oh, small quarters.
Tucking it in.
Oh.
Tuck, tuck, goose.
Bingo. QFTA.
I learned yesterday that a female fox is called a vixen. Thanks. That's a 314.
Yeah.
That was Jackson's trivia question on 101 ESPN yesterday.
Really?
Not well received. But you had the postal code for, Doug, what is the only postal code for a state in these United States of America that includes only vowels?
Only vowels.
That's right.
Only postal code. I don't know. Washington, D.C.?
Terrible.
Only vowels.
Yeah.
Postal code.
Like Missouri's postal code is MO, M-O.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's in honor of the president of baseball operations.
That's right.
I would call that a state abbreviation.
Nice.
Either one. It's technically called a postal code. But
Only vowels.
You hear Jackson dunk on you right there?
well, I'm just saying.
Iowa?
I was correct. I was correct.
Hawkeyes. Oh, what a field goal there for Iowa State, though. Stunning.
IA.
So those were your two questions on the sports station.
That was
postal
Friday's.
code.
Friday's trivia was the postal code. Yesterday was the vixen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people are like, oh, we're on 101. I'll ask sports trivia. Not I. so
Not the
far.
case.
No.
Okay.
See that?
Sometimes I do, but
Some people will be like, oh, you're on the blues station. We'll talk blues. Jackson?
no.
Not I, said the fly.
Well, no, people like during our hour, blues talk can happen. I just won't be a part of it.
Really? You've turned a blind eye to blues hockey.
There are probably 7-year-old kids at Enterprise Center who could deliver you more,
Absolutely. Younger than that.
a better insight onto the game than I can. Yeah,
And there's no chance you're going to get interested in it?
I've tried. I can't. It's just every time I watch it, I say this is just isn't it?
Really?
Yeah, not for me.
I can see if you didn't grow up in an area with hockey, how it could be a foreign thing. Just like a lot of us didn't grow up with professional soccer around here and never really got into that. But the Blues have been around longer than you have.
Oh yeah,
They've always been here and always been a pretty prominent part of the community.
depending on what part. Yeah, I mean, for some people,
Gosh, that was a slap in the face.
not really.
I feel bad for Sid Solomon.
Me not enjoying it doesn't mean that like other people can't.
No, I didn't say that you didn't enjoy it. I just said they've been a pretty big part of the
No doubt.
community for your
Yeah.
entire life.
Yeah, they've been a
I mean, Brett Hall was probably the biggest sports star in this town when you were a kid.
when I was Albert Pujols with a bullet.
You missed the Brett Hall years? Are you?
Oh, yeah,
When
yeah.
you're that
when,
young.
When was Hull?
Brett Hull did not play in St. Louis when Jackson was alive. How about that, Doug?
gosh.
That'll open your eyes.
Yeah, you are a fetus. Okay.
Yeah, I
guess.
tell you.
Tell Pacey to go learn punk. That's from former fan page moderator to current fan page moderator, Neil Allen Craig Paquette.
I'm good.
Hockey's for the Gentiles? Is that true? It's from Chief Smuggling Bear. Is it a Gentile sport?
I don't know. I can't speak to that. I would say basketball is like as big in the Jewish community, but I wouldn't say hockey is for Gentiles. The first 2 points scored in an NBA game by a Jewish man.
Dolph Shays?
I don't know. But I know that to be the case.
Tim, on Saturday night, some friends and I took some Molly, and I watched my buddies' wives almost in space, but then a capitalization, almost enjoy each other.
No. ...
Pretty cool. That's from Mr. Siders.
That's your story? That's your erotic story.
Mr. Siders, of course, played Jackson in the J. Randolph Jr. Fan Page Club Championship. He's been very critical of Jackson's 7-iron distance, and now he is enjoying some Molly and each other's wives.
What would Molly look like?
Jackson?
Just a pill?
That's right.
Yeah. I don't know.
I have no clue what any of the drugs are all about. No interest and no clue.
You literally
It's
just
you would
got-
What if you
lose
could have been hanging out with Mr. Siders on Saturday night?
No.
Got that great win over Buffalo. They cover again. And then you go, you know what? Let's enjoy some Molly and each other's wives.
Yeah, Doug, why don't you go down to Columbia this weekend, start rolling, and then...
Rolling what?
Rolling balls on some Molly.
I'm not doing it. Life is hard enough to deal with without putting drugs in your body.
You would even buy Molly's. Like you have to go to the street corner. Hey, got some Molly?
Seems like a good, some good social media content.
Are there ever guys...
Iggy tries to buy Class X narcotics.
Where do you have to go to find a street corner where there's just guys hanging around selling that?
You just go down by the bodega.
Juan from PP Corp says Molly's a great drug, so he's doing a live
I'm
read.
sure it's great.
Hey, Mr. Siders, how about some picks so we can get the full experience? That's from Chairman Stephen Wildwood. He is the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Year. And I would imagine Mr. Siders, therefore, by our bylaws, is required to send in images. Is that correct?
I think he is. Yeah.
Schaefer Door Company, 314-881-TMA5. Send them on in, and we'll judge. Doug, you're on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being completely false, 10 being completely true, where are you on Mr. Siders' anecdote?
1.
Wow, you didn't really hesitate.
No.
Iggy, what about you?
Yeah, 1, because it's a wide open explanation.
Jackson, what about...
Took a Molly and almost got at it. What do you mean almost? They looked at each other?
Yeah, I believe Mr. Siders.
You've spent 18 holes with the man.
Yeah, he's a younger gentleman.
There you
can
go.
see it.
I'm 10, 100% true.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can see it.
Sure.
I can see it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, he's not saying that like anything definitive. Like,
And how
he's kinda
exciting
hedging.
that nothing happened.
Well, but almost.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Isn't the pursuit even more meaningful
Amen.
than the result?
No.
Okay.
The pursuit of happiness versus the happiness of the pursuit.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that.
Molly is the best ever. Sex on Molly may be the best feeling ever. That's from Orson Wood's Wacko. Wow, I didn't know he
Heaven's
was...
sakes.
A lot of drug addicts in there.
Yeah.
Gay drug addicts in
Yeah.
the audience.
How did it become gay?
Aren't you the one that took ass poppers?
Doug?
Oh, not
That
me.
was a long time ago.
Okay, well that is.
What is that again?
Poppers? Amyl nitrate.
Amyl? Or spell it.
Amyl, A-M-A-I-L, I think. Amyl nitrate.
And what does that do?
It basically just kills your brain cells for about 30 seconds.
Wonderful. Aren't we all looking
Yeah,
to do
it
that?
gave you the worst headache ever.
Why would you want your brain cells to be killed?
We didn't know it was killing your brain cells till later on.
What it also does, as I'm reading right here from Medical News Today, it causes euphoric effects and acts as a sex enhancer by relaxing the anal muscles.
Oh,
Ooh, Bill.
gosh.
Yeah, just...
That's what you took.
Yeah, it has a feeling of like you're on LSD for like 45 seconds.
Who was it that was getting all up in your anus?
Well, I wasn't doing it for that because it was a gay bar I was taking it at. So.
Wow!
Doug.
Why would you do that?
Maybe that's why they have these little amyl nitrate kiosks at gay bars.
Maybe. Well, why would you do it?
And I enjoyed it for 45 seconds. It's something that didn't last. It's a minute and it's done. But for that minute, you're like, I never wanted my anus penetrated.
Flip that off.
But it gave you the feeling that that's what was happening?
No, I mean, Jackson just explained it. It was like a euphoric feeling. Kind of like Zendaya and what's her name?
Tony Zendejas, wasn't he a kicker?
The kicker for the Cowboys?
Yeah.
What?
In Euphoria, when she just walked around in like a daze.
Zendaya. You threw like a ha in there.
It did all this to your undercarriage.
No, your head.
Is this Lexington Steel?
I
I don't know about the anal muscle thing.
That's what it says right here.
I never felt, ooh, my ass feels so warm right now. Who wants
I
it?
don't know. If it's probably
Snag that audio.
likely loosening it.
Was it a gay bar? I wasn't about to walk around saying that.
And why were you in a gay bar?
Because it was one of the places after hours you could dance. 'Cause
Oh.
all of us at the Breckenridge, and one of our waiters was gay, so we'd go out there and we just danced. And
Doug, you were in Miami in the 1980s. Did you ever have a gay bar experience? What about amyl nitrate?
No, none of that.
I don't know if it's still there. It was called Faces.
This is in St. Louis, not Miami.
No, Illinois.
Whereabouts?
I think out by Oz.
Oh, nice.
Sauget, we're talking?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Long time ago, Doug. I don't remember.
No.
Mr. Siders has not sent in an image. However, he is doubling down on a story and says the lasses were hornier than a porcupine.
Oh.
You ever heard porcupines described as horny?
No. No. Prickly.
That might be in reference to their spikes.
Well, I'm sure it is.
Well, they can be horny. That doesn't mean they almost went at it. You have to explain what almost went at it was. They held hands?
That is a good question. Yeah, how do you know they almost went at it?
Yeah, unless they, like, had their clothes off and then decided not to.
Yeah, boy, that'd be a terrible beat if you're in the audience.
Weren't they at a
If you're
bar?
watching, yeah.
God, what an awful thing.
Didn't he say they were at a bar somewhere?
Oh, let me go to Mr. Siders' text history. A lot of 7-iron texts.
They wouldn't have had their clothes off.
They could have been at Faces.
No, yeah. But it's been so long, we don't remember what.
Let's see. Tim, on Saturday night, some friends and I took some Molly, and I watched my buddies' wives almost enjoy each other, ... pretty cool.
Okay, so we don't know
I
exactly.
don't know where they were.
No.
Again, almost.
Yeah, how do you know? I agree. It's a wonderful follow-up.
I wonder if Faces is still around.
I just looked. As of 2006, it was voted best gay bar.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
18 years out, but maybe.
Where was it at? Is
In
it
East St. Louis. That said on the east side. Used to hit me.
Yeah,
on the
fun little
east
place.
side.
We got to do a remote.
No other place for you to dance other than there.
Well, I'm sure there was, but we just like going out there.
We should
Chase
be doing-
Richards went with us one night.
More remotes from east side bars at 7 a.m.
That's how I found out my food and beverage manager was gay. I didn't even know it. Good-looking dude, always wore like $1,000 suits at work and
$1,000 suits back in the
Armani's.
70s.
He was very, he was very debonair. And we were out there one night, and I said, "Is that a general manager? Food and beverage manager? He's got his shirt off, dancing with that guy." So we found out he was gay. Kind of odd. He looks like, "Hi, Eggs. Hey, nice to see you."
So much build-up for that resolution. Mr. Sider says they were heavy petting for hours. That strikes. Now I gotta call. Unfortunately,
You're down to the zero again.
Yeah, no, unfortunately.
Yeah, you don't have a pet for 2 hours without doing anything.
Right. That's all right. I don't know what to say.
Well, he
that
tried.
sucks.
He tried.
Yeah, I guess I felt a charge of blood to my love.
Oh.
Maybe you were just on Molly and you thought they were really going at it, and they were just probably sitting on the couch doing nothing.
Yeah.
Any of you cats on Molly right now?
Yeah.
I'm on poppers.
Are you?
Yeah, Jackson and I always do poppers before balloon party.
Those are the amyl nitrates?
Crap and pancakes.
Oh!
Carlos Spice, who Doug, you think he might go into the Hall of Fame someday, says drugs ingested anally at a gay bar, naked hot tub hangouts with hotel lounge piano players, dancing with a waiter. This is giving the Prod Joe Andy Dick experience a run for its money. That's Carlos Spice, who
I didn't dance with dudes.
When is it okay to kiss a guy?
No, come on.
I was dating Linda Breckenridge at the time. There's a bunch of cocktail waitresses out there, too.
Oh, the old Fredo.
She wasn't married to Don Breckenridge at this time, was she?
That was his daughter.
Oh. Okay.
And you don't take amyl nitrate up your butt. You snort it, just like...
Okay, we didn't need the snorts.
I'm not going to explain that to my kids.
It did give it some texture, though.
And it's not... It's almost like... I don't even think they make them anymore. But if you had a stuffed up nose, they made that Vicks thing where you just put your nose in.
Okay.
That's all amyl nitrate. It's not any kind of powder or anything. You just...
Like smelling salts?
Yeah.
You ever sniff one of those, Doug?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes, I have. That'll wake you up. It'll bring you up.
Oh, my God. You can literally feel the brain cells oozing out of yourself when you do that.
Oh, relaxing. Faces was open until 3 a.m. It was pretty common for us straights to head over there after the bars closed on the Missouri side. That's from Manupal eligible. And I asked this respectfully because I don't know what this probably predates me. What we would do in the 2000s was we go to the stag bars because they would stay open late. But maybe the stag bars weren't open late then. I don't know.
Yeah, but you couldn't dance. That's really the only reason you're going.
So you're going over there to dance with the gentleman.
Yeah.
You're going to be on poppers.
Oh.
Yeah, you couldn't find poppers at a strip joint either. No, that's back when I liked to dance. Never very good at it, but when you're on poppers, you don't care.
No, I wouldn't think so. I lived at home during that part of my life.
Did you go to Faces in your house?
Till I was out of college. And so the idea of strolling in at 4 or 5 in the morning, that would not have gone over well with the parents.
Yeah,
that was not an option.
I moved out when I think I was 20, 19, 20. Something like that.
I stayed out late in college, of course. There was no rules. But when you were home in the summer, and the first 2 years I went to junior college, there was no staying out till 3 in the morning.
My parents didn't care.
Loomster says, I'm convinced Ziggy's been penetrated.
Not that I know of.
Loophole.
Well, maybe I passed out one night and somebody took advantage. I don't know.
Tim, do you remember Route 13 on Washington Avenue? I did a lot of Molly dancing at that place. I absolutely do remember that. Doug, we ran good in the aughts on
Route
Washington
13.
Avenue. Yeah.
That was quite
I'm trying to think where it was on Washington Avenue.
That was a real scene there for a few years.
It was. It was great. We had a little 2-block oasis.
Mm-hmm.
Where was Route 13? Is it where, like, Rosalita's is now? Rosalita's downtown still open?
I think so.
It's a great spot. Cadillac Fajitas.
Mm-hmm. We did a couple live shows there.
I know.
First time we had Gabby Carter on.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it looks like it was just west of where Rosalita's is now.
Is that right? Just west of where Rosalita's is now. Huh.
Are a lot of those bars still open down there?
No.
Most are closed?
No. So just west of Rosalita, there's a little courtyard in between there and a place that was called Blondie's, but I haven't been down there. I don't know if that's still open. It was like a coffee shop. That's where we interviewed Gabby Carter. Not that she was on the phone.
Looks to be just southeast of City Museum.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, because it's on Washington Avenue.
It was the one because Rosalita's wasn't open yet, so we did it.
Yeah,
Blondie.
Yeah. That was May of 2019, Doug. The Blues were hosting the Stars that night.
Mm-hmm.
Critical Game 5. They lost that Game 5, fell behind in the series 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
But then they won on Sunday afternoon, and then Patty Maroon on May 7th. How do you do?
Yeah. And Wash Ave was still booming at that time?
Yes. Not in 2019. 2009, absolutely.
Oh. Okay.
That was the greatest.
What a shame that place dissolved into what it has become. I guess Ballpark Village largely responsible for that, do you think? And some crime that happened there.
Yeah, somebody like Joe Edwards needs to get down to Washington and just turn that into like a Delmar Loop type thing.
Well, he can't if people are going to get shot there every now and then. That stops people from going.
Rue 13 used to have naked sushi on Thursdays.
That seemed like a thing from the mid-aughts.
I do remember that.
It seems like a mid-aughts thing.
Yeah.
Where you would have
I think I knew the guy who started that.
Really?
I think he was based out of St. Louis, and then it expanded and became very popular around more cosmopolitan cities, if memory serves. Yeah, that was a mid-aughts thing. Doug, you ever eat sushi off a naked guy's body?
No. No.
They would have to be hairless, right? Because the last thing you want is someone's like
a porpoise?
Like Happy Trail in your California roll. Right?
I've never eaten anything off another gentleman's body.
Okay, I guess we're lying.
Yes, we're lying.
I used to eat bear claws 2 at a time.
How about that?
Well, I have eaten donuts 2 at a time. That I will confess to.
I hate these mornings that I have to drive downtown into the office. I can smell Warson Woods fupas from I-64. That's from the 636. There's Warson Woods fupas that...
And you can get a whiff of them? Oh.
Is that really what's going on?
I don't think so.
Does a fupa have a smell?
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
Well, if it's going to be,
Smell
if it's body fat folded over another piece of your body, there's going to be that crease where sweat will just accrue. Yeah. 100% there would be an odor.
So it's kind of a dank odor?
Well, I don't think it permanently has an odor, but I think it probably gets stanky quicker.
Yeah. And you can smell that driving down Highway 40?
Wow. Maybe around McCausland.
Oh.
Would you point that out to somebody? Your fupa smells?
Probably a tough conversation to have, because then you first have to identify if the person has a fupa.
Yeah.
So now you've already broached the tough topic,
Well,
and then you have to tell them that it smells.
Will a shirt muffle the odor?
Yeah, likely, but only so much, It's a thin layer of cotton, brother.
If you're boofing Molly at gay bars in East St., come check us out at IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. That's from the recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves, setting me up for a live read. If you're embarking on the path of recovery, it's a profound journey of breaking free from the chains of addiction and actively building resilience. It's about tapping into the inherent strength within, acknowledging the battles faced, and emerging victorious over adversity. In this transformative process, individuals unleash the power of their recovery, realizing that each step taken, each challenge overcome contributes to a stronger, more resilient self. Whether you've made the life-saving choice to seek help on your own or you want to be prepared for the other end of an addiction intervention with a loved one, the chance to learn about addiction recovery is available to you at the Illinois Recovery Center in Swansea. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. Doug, you wouldn't mind telling me about Mark Milton, because he's got money just waiting for people.
Yeah, you might be due a lot of money coming your way legally, and it's yours, but you do have to apply for it to get it. Time is running out to claim your St. Louis City earnings tax refund. If you lived outside the city but had city earnings tax withheld for tax years 2020 to 2023, you may be eligible for a refund for those teleworking days. STL tax lawyer Mark Milton is filing refund claims for people like you and me. You can do it yourself, or you can do what I did and hire Milty to file your earnings tax refund claim for you. That's the easy way. I didn't want the hassle. Now, for his efforts, Milty does need to wet his beak just a little bit. He's charging a flat fee of 15% for your total anticipated refund amount. I don't know why.
Funny.
I don't know why wet his beak makes me laugh, but it does. You just need to visit stltaxlawyer.com to get started, but you need to act now for any beak wetting. The deadline is September 30th, and if you don't ask for the refund, you don't get it. It's that simple. File your refund claim today with STL Tax Lawyer Mark Milton by visiting stltaxlawyer.com. The choice of an attorney is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
Schaefer Door Company is the sponsor of the Text Inbox, active as the day is long, 314-881-TMA5. It's SCHAE FERdoor.com, SchaeferDoor.com. They set up a number for TMA listeners at 636-782-3608. It's going to give you the quickest response time if your garage door breaks or if you want a new installation. They also service commercial doors as well at Schaefer Door Company. If you run a business or warehouse with big, tall doors, Schaefer is experienced in these types of jobs. 636-782-3608 is the number they set up for TMA listeners. Or just go online at SCHAEFER.door.com. That's SchaeferDoor.com. Schaefer Door, hiring as well. If you're looking to make a career change and work with Jason Gosrow, Schaefer Door, SchaeferDoor.com, or 636-782-3608. Schaefer Door is a Clopay Master Authorized Dealer. Get involved in the program via the Schaefer Door Company. Text inbox 314-881-TMA5 and call in Collier and Thompson phone line 636-9004-TMA and email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling. Email of the day. You can win a pair of tickets to Blues and Brews Friday, September 20th at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery, an outdoor street party featuring live music from country music star Matt Stell and St. Louis's own Charles Glenn Group. That is the prize for our design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day today. Design Air, sponsor of the Email of the Day, official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. And again, send your emails in for QFTA at tmckernan at InsideSTL.com. Doug, the forecast, courtesy of the great people at Design Air Heating and Cooling, I would describe it as glorious.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
Chance we might get some rain at the end of the week from Francine.
Yeah, Friday, 55% chance. Other than that, everything is mid-80s. Mm-hmm. And upper 70s. Just glorious, glorious conditions for the Boston College Golden Eagles and the Vanderbilt Commodores to come through town. Anchor down. No. Will Vanderbilt be ranked next week? Probably not.
I don't think
Probably not, but they're getting votes.
Are they?
They're getting votes.
Good for them. They've been a doormat for years.
33. Yeah, going back to James Franklin 2012? James Franklin 2012?
I don't know the years, Tim. But I guess you got enough players who want to be in the SEC, even if it's for the worst team in the SEC, that they're starting to get some quality players.
Fight Commodores, anchor down. Design Air Heating and Cooling, Seth Goldcamp. Take great care online at designairservice.com. Doug's a client, I'm a client, Iggy's a client. Why don't you become a client as well if you're running into problems with your HVAC system? Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. Design Air Heating and Cooling, official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Send your emails in. Anything is welcome. Preferably erotic stories like Mr. Siders. How hot was that?
Yeah, give us the full deets.
Yeah. I'm starting to think it might not be true.
It isn't true. There's not a word of it that is.
That sucks.
Yeah.
T. McKernan didn't set us deal.
Getting back to Vanderbilt being a good SEC team, and maybe I'm naive here, but if you're playing at Vanderbilt, Notre Dame, Stanford, are those all 4.0 students as well, or do they have programs even at those ritzy schools for regular students who otherwise, maybe not excel at the tougher schools?
You can get in, but you have to there is higher academic standards than most schools.
Oh, a lot higher for those places.
Yeah,
that's the creme de la creme.
Mm-hmm. The last time Vandy was ranked was 2013, 24th.
All right. Mm-hmm. Gers got him that year.
Week 17. So right at the end.
Week 17?
What's
there were 17 weeks.
Week number 17.
Well, is that possible?
Okay.
What did Missouri wind up finish that year if you have it in front of you?
I can pull that up.
What do you think, Doug? I'll say... I'll say 7th.
I'll say 8th.
Okay, give me a second. All right.
What do you got there?
Poll history. The 2013, Tim, they finished as the...
Just say 7th. I need to win this. Doug Price is right at me.
Mm-hmm.
5th.
Oh, Fight Tiger.
Okay.
Beat Oklahoma State.
5th. Yeah, and from week 16 to week 17, they jumped from 9 to 5.
9 to 5. Dolly Parton, Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda,
Working girl.
and Dabney Coleman.
Dabney Coleman. He just passed away recently, I think.
That was the highest ranking they've been since. They haven't been better than 5th since then.
Maybe they'll be after beating Boston College this Saturday.
Could be. I don't know.
You going to that? No, you're not. You
I
already told me.
I have a friend's wedding later that
A lot of weddings now. Jackson's in wedding season.
Mm-hmm. Just one this fall.
And then 8 years from now, you'll be in Napoli season. Brio season. Ritz Cigar Bar season.
Puffed up, baby.
No.
You talking about the collagen lips? Are you talking about the filler? Are you talking about the smoke?
All encompassing.
Nice.
My son Greg, who's a few years older than you, is teetering on the brink of bankruptcy.
I can
going to all the weddings
I know.
around the country that he has to go to.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Bachelor parties and weddings and buying the suits and everything.
Oh, man.
It's like one every other week.
Yeah, luckily it's just one this fall. I'm very excited for my buddy's wedding, but like...
Oatmeal?
No. Con.
Con.
But luckily it's just the one this fall, so I'm not getting exposed crazy. And, football season. I don't want to miss Tiger games for weddings. Luckily, this wedding is late, so I can still watch BC.
That's when not having many friends pays off.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
Glass half full.
Wonderful thing.
Doug, guess who's here this week from Brown and Krupin?
Terry Krupin. Yes, I heard.
He's here. Chairman, if you want to bring him in, Terry Krupin is here. How about that?
Love every time Terry's on. Last time he was on, he was talking Sibian.
He was talking Sibians. He likes the text inbox. If you want to send in questions for Terry Krupin, he loves it. He can't get enough. You can write in damn near anything you want. He's not going to care.
No.
It's not going to impact his bankroll.
No.
He's not going to change the fact he's heading to Florida in about 6 weeks, and we won't hear from him for about 5 months.
Yeah.
It's kind of where things are.
Nice way to go.
Yeah, it is a nice way to go.
Again.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the Mac Miller.
Well, yeah, and I actually had to look up who Mac Miller is.
May he rest in peace.
Andy, you're all familiar with him.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, he gave it to me.
Yeah, I like that.
And he likes to dress me up.
Doug, look at that. Mac Miller, most dope.
I'm afraid I don't know who Mac Miller is either.
Well, he was with Ariana Grande and passed away, 4 years ago, Jackson?
September 7th, 2018.
Wow.
Did you just look that up?
No, Mac was my favorite musician.
Oh, well.
How about that? Then you have to love Terry's hoodie.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah. No, it's a nice hoodie.
Super nice.
And I wear it with pride. I try to respect Mr. Miller, although I wasn't really a fan. Not that I wouldn't have been if I knew he existed.
He, if you listen to Drops of the Week, when it says morning after, that's Mac Miller.
Is that right, Doug? Did you know that?
I didn't know any of this.
There you go. Fun fact.
And he passed away suddenly
Yeah, in 2018.
as a young man.
My age, 26.
What happened to him?
Drug overdose.
Yeah,
Oh,
OD.
gosh.
OD. What do you got, a little quack ringtone?
Yeah. That's how, it's got to be loud so I can hear it.
That's the excuse I use in mine. Show.
Oh, maybe I'll turn the whole thing.
No,
You don't have
you don't
to.
care.
No, we like to
Could
know
be
if someone is
something
busy.
Interesting.
it was just a little duck.
So how are you guys?
We're wonderful. It's great to see you.
Who have you had that creep Ed has been here?
That creep Ed.
Is that what you call it? You call him that at work?
Not to his face.
Yeah.
No, he's
been
a
on
wonderful
like
guy.
10 weeks in a row.
Has he showed you his tattoos? I'm sure
He
you
has.
remember that,
Yeah.
Are you inked up at all?
yeah. You know what? I would have said no with. I think people know I'm here. And I'm trying
They're
to
just
tell
trying
me
to.
to shut up. No, I'm not. But as I've gotten older, I realize that it wouldn't be like throwing paint on the Mona Lisa if I got a tattoo, which is totally against everybody in my generation. People that I knew nobody with a tattoo, except my 2 sons have tattoos, small ones. Andy's got you ever show it to you?
Yeah, I don't
It's
think
on
he's shown us.
He's got one on his ankle he got as a fraternity deal.
Oh, I bet he wants that putt back.
Well, it's actually, I think he's had it changed once because he didn't like it,
I
whatever.
see.
But I could see doing it, but I have what's known as low pain threshold, and I just can't see. It looks like it would be agonizingly painful.
Yeah, like getting branded or something.
And as you get older, which you guys don't really, well, some of you know.
Oh, don't look at us.
No. Pain becomes more and more something you live with, and to get any additional pain seems foolish.
Doesn't make much sense to add on to
You
it.
don't need it anymore.
What is your schedule living in St. Louis and then going to Florida? When do you start heading down there?
Well, I hope there are no potential burglars listen. We keep a 2 full-size silverback gorillas in the house.
For protection, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, we go back for the wintry, after the holidays, we go back and then stay a few months.
Yeah.
It's a nice place. Although, to be honest with you, the people that live around us are the kind of people that I didn't like in high school. You know what I mean? They're real achievers. Like we're having people next door. There it is. People next door invite us over. And I hadn't met the neighbors, so it was very nice, and they seemed to be nice people. And my wife says to the guy, well, are you retired? He said, yes. She said, well, what did you do? He said, well, I was in the Foreign Service. And she says, what did you do? He said, I was the ambassador to China. And I'm thinking, I'm a personal injury lawyer from St. Louis. I mean, I don't know, because he's a lawyer too. But he happened to go to college with George Bush. And he happened to speak fluent Mandarin Chinese.
Sure, don't we all?
Yeah, right. So he got, when Bush was elected president, he went to his old, I don't know, fraternity, or they all went to Yale, and he made him ambassador to China. A very interesting guy, but
not the guy you would have been hanging out with in high school.
Probably not my kind of guy.
Right.
But he actually turned out to be a real nice guy. But it's beautiful down there.
Where are you in Florida?
Naples.
Naples. A lot of St. Louisans there, right?
They tell me that, but I never wrote it.
Oh, is that right?
Anyway. Every once in a while, but not much. But it's the difference in Florida is the color palette. In other words, when you walk outside there, the colors are just, yellows, orange, blues, greens, reds. Here, everything seems to be very brown and gray.
It's interesting you bring that up, Terry, because Iggy has been adamant that the way to experience a downtown resurgence is what, Iggy? Tell Terry, because he's going to be blown away by your idea.
A lot of pastel colors and a lot of lights, kind of like South Beach.
No, you're absolutely...
There you go, Iggy.
As you get older, I have found your mood is affected by, like, the weather.
Yes, 100%.
We seem to get, I always joke that we got 200-300 gray days a year here in St. Louis. We get a lot of that. And down there, it's just, everything's vibrant and beautiful. And Iggy's absolutely right. It changes your whole attitude. They actually color the buildings down there, which nobody seems to think is possible up here.
Do you think that people in St. Louis should follow Iggy's plan and start to paint the buildings?
Well, I don't know all of Iggy's plans.
I don't know if Iggy necessarily knows all of Iggy's plans.
I just made that one up as far as downtown, because it is, you go down there, people talk about crime. It's because it's so dark. If you lit it up with a lot of lights and you go down there, a yellow building, red building, pink building, maybe put some fake palm trees out there.
Oh, listen, we were downtown for a long time. And what finally happened is, I don't even know if the crime was terrible in actual downtown, where we were in the Met Square building. But it was so desolate. You would be on a major American city and walk out of the building and you'd look up and down, and you were the only person on the street. I remember one night we had something at the MAC, at some sort of dinner. And MAC's on Washington, and it's about a 6-8 block walk from there back to the Met Square building. And it was dark, and it was scary. There was nobody on the street. And that's, frankly, it doesn't have to have a lot of crime. You don't feel comfortable walking on a dark street with no other people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, but what do they need? About $1 trillion to throw into it?
Well, they're wasting probably the money that Kroenke gave them, so they could probably use that to start that downtown.
Yeah, but you know what? I think that Kroenke money is this myth. Not that it's not there, but when you think about a city like St. Louis and our needs, $400 or $500 million, well, that's an enormous amount of money. but it's a drop in the bucket to what we would need to really revitalize anything.
Yeah, I like you bringing that up. Because I was talking about utilizing that money for education, in particular in the city limits, which I think plays a role for younger families not wanting to stay there. And I had an educator email me to break down costs and explain, while exactly what you said, Terry, it's a huge amount of money. It actually, relatively speaking, when he laid out a budget, he goes, look at how little it would actually tend to.
I think that's the sad thing. Apparently, money has fled St. Louis. The wealthy families either died out or moved their headquarters. And I'm very sadly pessimistic about the future of at least downtown. Because, it's just, and we have this dream of, the Kroenke money will change everything. And sadly, it's just not nearly enough.
Mm-hmm. There's not very many people who want to live there. There's the ballpark Village building.
I think,
there's a couple more buildings, but that's about it.
It seems like whatever life was in the downtown area got sucked onto Washington Avenue for a while.
Yeah.
And they had all of those, condos.
Yeah, lofts and bars. Yeah, I was a resident there for 3 years.
Yeah, and Andy was looking at a place, and it looked Washington Avenue was kind of a nice entertainment area, and then Ballpark Village sucked everything off there, and now the only life downtown is Ballpark Village.
You guys chose to keep your headquarters in the city limits.
City.
I'm sure you thought about it because that 1% is material to a business.
This was my son's project, and if anybody, I was going to invite everybody to come and look at our offices, but they're just offices. You see people at desks. But it is beautiful, and Andy, this was his total project. He had the vision to see it. My wife actually grew up on the Hill, and we've actually moved to the Hill, and it's a great community. Very close knit. My wife will walk down the street, and she'll not only know most of the people she runs into. She knows their uncles and their grandfathers. I mean, it's that sort of tight community. And it's a great place. It's, you hate to even pose this as a thing, but it's safe. You walk and you don't feel, like, you have to worry about anything. Yeah. And like I say, Andy, you ought to come and see it. I mean, as an office, it's spectacular. I don't know if people have much interest in touring offices.
Jackson lives right by you guys.
I do.
Oh, do
right
you?
down the road. Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, come by and say hello.
Yeah, stop on in, Jackson.
Give me snacks.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll come if you have snacks out
They're
there.
hidden. I don't know if you guys, but I kind of hide things from my wife. She complains about the way I eat. No, I'm a snack hider.
Terry, last time you were in, you enjoyed the interaction with the texters here. We got this text inbox, and they come in fast and furious. From the 407 area code, legalize sports gambling. It's the answer. Money for all schools, etc. It could save downtown St. Louis. What do you think of that? That will be on the ballot here in a couple of months.
It won't. No. I mean, listen, I hope it does. I don't know it. I think it's, I don't know if it's a healthy development, the influx of legalized gambling of all sorts. You wonder how many people are gambling that don't have. I'm sure it's about you guys.
It's our advertising. It's getting you so much business.
Look at that.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, my chauffeur. I have to go. No, listen. I hope it does. I was born in St. Louis. I went to school here. I went to law school here. I raised my children here. Whenever I go any place, I'm from St. Louis, which is an odd place to be from when you're out of St. Louis. But I love St. Louis, and I want it to work. And it just seems like we haven't had the best government.
Yeah, I always go back to the leadership. That's where I go to.
The local leadership, I mean, I told my daughters visiting from California, and we were driving through Clayton, and we're at WashU. And I said, did you know the Olympics were held right there? We passed the stadium. She said, you're kidding. And I said, yes. Now, it was
1904.
120 years
Mhm.
ago. But at one point, we were a major city, not only of the United States, but the world. What happened? Somebody fell asleep someplace.
Well, one thing that happened was Chicago kicked our ass. Chicago became the world's largest inland port when they carved out the Erie Canal, so that goods could be sent through the Great Lakes waterways and not have to go clear down Florida and up the Gulf of Mexico. You're getting yet another call.
I mean, and it's all with very complimentary of you guys.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Well, it's probably Iggy's pastel plan. I would imagine there's some investors.
Hire that Iggy guy. He knows what he's doing.
Visionary is the word.
I know fashion. I know what'll work.
No, but you're absolutely right. If you drive down, I don't know if you've ever been to Miami.
Yeah, I lived there for 6
Doug
years.
worked in television there for a number of years in the early 80s.
Mid-80s, yeah.
Where'd you live? You live in Miami?
I did, yeah. I lived all over the place trying to find a place that was safe. I lived in Miami Shores and North Bay Village and Kendall and Coral Gables and all those places.
He had a yacht right on Key Biscayne.
Yeah, not really.
But it's when you drive over the causeway from Miami to Miami Beach, my familiarity is Miami Beach because that's where my parents took me every year.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. I mean, Biscayne Bay is just gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the colors, the buildings, they have a lot of really, that one nice building, well, I don't know if people like it, but it's at least got some style. The one on Kings Highway, the one next to the Chase.
Yeah, exactly.
That weird kind of, but at least somebody tried something.
Some creative architecture.
Exactly. Miami's filled with it.
Yeah.
Well,
we can't ever compete with an ocean or with year-round warm weather, but we got to find something else to bring business back to the city. That's for sure.
Yeah, you really do.
Well, there's crime in downtown Miami, but people still go there.
Oh, yeah, there exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, they come from all over the world to live in Miami. Certainly all over the Western Hemisphere. No one's doing that to move to St. Louis.
No.
And I'm not sure there's anything we can do about that. But it's not just the politicians. It's we the people have to be better. We have a bunch of people that have no respect for education or for authority or for the police or for a work ethic. We just don't. We have people that don't think it's important to go to school or behave themselves. And as long as that's the case, it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse.
Well, I wish I could come up with a good argument, but no. And again, this is my home. And I'm going to always be here, and I wish it was nicer. I wish everybody. I don't know what to say. I had lunch with 5 men my age. I just mentioned that. And we sat around and we're talking about, I wonder if old guys always think the world is going to hell. And we are. Is just us? But so we concluded, yes, all old men sit around and say things used to be better and the world's going to hell. And then one guy said, well, one of those groups is going to be right. And I just worry that I may be in that group.
Yeah. Well, old people like us don't seem to really embrace change as much as perhaps we ought to. But when you see change that's not positive, it's still fair to point that out.
Oh, there's no question. I just don't know the solution.
No. No.
And I don't think tonight we're going to hear it at this debate,
Probably not.
Well, and you know what? In all fairness, how would you like to be somebody who not just had to talk about this stuff and lament about how bad things are, but had to actually then come up with, I'll fix it, in real plans, not crap, that money's going to fall from the sky and we'll just, change everything. I don't know. I think I feel sorry for anybody who becomes in charge because I don't know that some of the problems are fixable.
No.
And yet that's their jobs is fixing something that is, I don't know.
Well, the way most St. Louisans fixed their problem was to move out of St. Louis. At one time, we had 900,000 people in the city limits. Now we have like almost 300,000. They moved to St. Charles. That's how they fixed it. They got away from the problem areas and started over.
You can't say that's a bad idea either.
Yeah,
I mean,
they just simply started over.
Yeah.
We should just steal ideas from all other countries around the world.
Okay. This is another.
Well, I said we're stealing from Miami. I want to make downtown like South Beach, but we hire more police and we make them like the English, the bobbies with the big round hats, twirling the thing. Hey, governor, you put more of them down there. You change the police cars.
Yep, I like this.
Just different cultures throughout the entire downtown, but we steal them from other countries.
You know, Iggy, I think you and I could.
Let's have lunch and spitball it.
No. We couldn't do any worse.
Yeah, I guess there you go. That's the truth.
That's true.
Terry, we appreciate your support of this program. We appreciate you coming into the program. And as one of the listeners said in our YouTube chat, something about his voice just soothes me. You've been told that about your voice, that you just soothe the listeners?
Not my mother. She found it offensive.
Is that right?
I bet it's helped you as a lawyer, though.
It's my voice. So when people say that, I have no idea what they're talking about. But tell me, I'm curious. How many people complain about what's this old guy talking about? Because I'm thinking.
Well, they complain about what we talk about daily, so it kind of doesn't stand out. Honestly, no. I mean, some people don't like it in general. I mean, here's all the texts that have come in probably in the last 15 minutes. Some people, whenever this topic comes up, don't like to hear criticism of St. Louis.
Oh.
But that's some people, and then some people like it and they engage in the conversation. It's just kind of one of those things.
Let me tell you, whoever's listening, my criticism of St. Louis comes with great sadness. It's not the way I want it to be. I'd do anything to make it better.
I think there's a mindset, and it just depends on perhaps how your brain is wired. I don't know how to explain it. That some people believe if you love something, you can't be critical of it, and others believe if you love it, you're critical of it to identify the problem to then begin finding a solution. And that's the school I come from.
I mean,
and I think that's also where Doug comes from.
No, I agree. I mean, and here we did put a lot of money into St. Louis. We're now the largest employer on the Hill, and so, talk about we're putting our money where our mouth is. I just want it to be better. Yeah. That's why we're here. We could have moved to St. Charles.
Sure.
But no, we're right.
Yeah, and that's why I asked you the question about making the choice to stay in St. Louis. I mean,
we did that, and we did it consciously because we're all from St. Louis. We want it to be better. Yeah. And it's very nice. There are very nice things here.
What I would also tell you, the show is 20 years old, and the thing that I've observed over time is I would talk about these things at the time from being somebody in my 20s to now when I would talk about this stuff in my early 20s because Doug and I doing television, we would travel around the country for the Cardinals and at the time the Rams and the Blues playoff games, and so we would see all these other markets that otherwise we would never see, and you would see how different it is versus other places. And I would talk about it at the time on the radio, and it was rejected as being exaggerated, I guess. Now, in 2024, I would tell you that people are aware that there is a problem versus, say, 10 to 20 years ago where it's like, no, you're not. That's not the way things are. Because realistically, just like me, I think most people in St. Louis are born here and probably don't do a whole lot of traveling to the coast, and so they don't see the differences. And now when cities like Des Moines, Indianapolis, Nashville, Louisville, and Kansas City are passing you, you go, okay, that's different than New York, L.A.,
Have you ever
Miami,
been to, we went up to a concert in Indianapolis where I used to have relatives there years ago. Indianapolis downtown is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. In Nashville,
Nashville is like what you would expect New York City to be in the South.
No,
people everywhere. Streets are filled with people having a good time.
Yeah, so it can be done.
It absolutely can be done. And so that's where I come from, and I don't think I'm certainly not an optimist. I think I'm calling it how I see it. I feel like once something bottoms out, at some point, people with dollars go, oh, we can get this cheaply. But again, you still need leadership in order to guide it, and that's where I see the void at the moment. And I don't know if that void will be filled because if you actually have the mental acuity to guide why would you want to take on what you feel like might be a thankless job. And that's talking about a mayor or county executive. You were talking about the thankless job that would be president, which is on a whole different level.
Yeah, but everything you say is correct. I mean, I guess there's a way out of it, but you got to have somebody to lead you out of it.
And it would require some sacrifice.
It's just.
We'll get back to the duck quacking.
Let's talk about the Cardinals.
That'll be uplifting.
Yeah, that's going no better. And you wonder if somehow it's kind of related, where people aren't showing up like they used to. Maybe some people our age, a little less likely to go downtown and park 5 blocks away and walk. And
right
now the Cardinals don't have the money that they would like to have.
Well, that's the thing. It changed from, and again, I don't know the ownership. I don't even follow the Cardinals much anymore. But it seems as though we had a very wealthy owner who all he cared about was winning. And not just winning just enough to keep people coming to the park, but winning everything, being champions. And we had this great tradition of being champions because we had an owner who prioritized that and had the money to do it. And it seems like everybody has finally realized that we don't have that anymore. And where the franchise seems to be content with just doing enough to keep attendance up and no real drive to be the best and to win everything. And now they're seeing everything erode. All those years that it took to build the Cardinals is just being worn away every year by mediocrity.
Yeah, we had 23 incredible seasons from 2000 through 2022. For the most part, I mean, 2016, 17, and 18 were pretty mediocre. But 2023 and most likely 2024, we haven't had back-to-back seasons around here like this, I think, since 58 and 59.
But we have the Rams. Oh, no. You know, I still hate the Rams. I still wish only bad things for the Rams, even though some of the players are good. I'm just now coming out of that I can have some joy from the Cardinals. I hold a grudge a long.
Oh, you're talking about the football Cardinals?
Oh, yeah, the football Cardinals. Yes, that I could actually watch them. I think Kurt Warner being there helped.
Yeah.
But it's just sad. I mean, to be a negative fan, just hoping a team gets just.
Now, Jackson has a dilemma because he will not root for the Rams or watch the Rams. But Cody Schrader, I believe, made the active roster of the Rams, who was a Mizzou player. So if he actually plays one week, you may have to watch.
Nope.
No.
Full-on boycott.
My hate for the Rams runs deeper than my love for Cody.
How about that, Doug?
Well, Terry, you'll always be have fans in this town for your anti-Stan Kroenke commercial that you did right when they moved.
I did.
You got a lot of feedback on that, I bet.
I did. I remember sitting at home watching the playoffs and thinking, gee, we're not going to be in the playoffs this year. The Rams are gone. And then I realized we're not going to ever be in the playoffs because we're never going to get another team. And I just got so angry that I sat down and I wrote the commercial. I went in and I said, I know this commercial really isn't about law and what we do, and I know commercials are supposed to be that, but I just want to get this off my chest because it's just griping me. And I did it, and it was just, I wrote it in about 8 minutes. It just venomously, just venom.
Just poured out of you.
It really did. And then we recorded it, and then my wife and I stayed home, and we didn't go to any Super Bowl parties. We liked this. She makes a lot of food, and she's a big football fan. And we watched, the game, and then people started, the phone blew up, and I saw what we had, and it was really fun. I mean, we were all sort of on the same page for a while.
Yeah.
And that was a.
Well, you spoke for the whole town when you said that, really.
I did. Inadvertently, I spoke for me. We all had the same thing in our minds, which is an unusual phenomenon.
Doesn't happen often here.
Yeah, brings the region together.
Doesn't happen.
Terry, thank you so much for coming in, as always. Enjoy having you in and having a conversation with you. That's Terry Krupin of Brown & Krupin, presenting sponsor of TMA. We'll close out the Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. This is the Morning After, presented to you by Brown & Krupin.
KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
If you're seriously hurt in an accident, you'll want all the money you deserve. That's called justice. But there wouldn't be lawyers if justice was easy. No, justice is not easy. It's fought for and it's won. At Brown & Krupin, we fight for justice every day. If you want some, call 222-2222. Because at Brown & Krupin, justice is our business.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I regret not managing my finances better in my 20s and my 30s, and now I see how crucial it is for achieving major life goals. Mark Hanna with Evergreen Wealth Strategies helps everyday people every day with their finances, discussing cash flow, liquidity, investments, insurance, and tax-efficient strategies. No matter your financial planning stage, Mark will boost your confidence and keep you on track. Learn more at evergreenstl.com.
Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, a broker-dealer and a SEC-registered investment advisor. Equitable Financial Advisors and MI. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and does not provide tax advice.
Looking for the perfect spot for your next private event? Whether it's a baby shower, bridal shower, birthday party, or business meeting, Rosalita's has you covered. Enjoy the vibrant atmosphere in one of Rosalita's 2 exclusive private rooms with a customized menu that is perfect for your upcoming event. And if you're planning a date night, don't miss the lively mariachi nights every Friday and Saturday. Plus, Rosalita's gift cards make the perfect gift for any occasion. Come celebrate at Rosalita's, where every event is a fiesta. Learn more at rosalita'scantina.com.
Elevate your performance. Pure Performance is your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications, known for their top quality work and outstanding customer service. It's officially Jeep and Bronco season. Pure Performance carries any accessory for your vehicle, old models to brand new. From sunshades, soft tops, trail doors, to off-road gear like bumpers and light bars, Pure Performance has you covered. Stop by the Pure Performance showroom at 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard in St. Charles or visit pureperformance.com. That's PURperformance.com.
The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is now right at your fingertips here in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I'm a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited about launching our Circus Sports app in Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high betting limits, tight money line splits, exceptional customer service, and more. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Start betting like a pro from anywhere in Illinois.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
Hey you, it's Dr. Pryor. If your mouth's been getting more action from late night pizza than it has from a toothbrush, it's time to come see me. At 100 West Dental, we know how to clean up your act and your smile. Whether it's overdue cleanings, a chipped tooth from a wild weekend, or just getting that fresh, I'm definitely not hungover grin, we got you covered. Look, we know you're not shy, so why shy away from getting your teeth right? Book your free consultation at 100westdental.com and let's give you something to smile about. Because hey, you deserve to be as smooth as Tim's golf swing.
Ready to step your game up to the next level? 5P Academy is the place for any high-level 8 to 18-year-old football player. Based in O'Fallon, Missouri, we have national travel, 7-on-7, and flag football teams with professional coaches. Pre-registration for our 2025 season tryouts in November is open now. Come be a part of the championship-winning 5P family. For more details, email info@5pacademy.com or call Dustin at 314-440-8457.
There's nothing more important than the look and feel of your home. So now's the time to make your home your retreat. Replace your tired old windows and doors with Marvin replacement products designed to improve comfort and efficiency. Fisher Window and Door Store, a reputable local company, will guide you through the entire replacement process. Their experts will help you make the right choice for your home, and they'll measure, design, and install your new windows and doors.
Hi, I'm Jim Fisher. Since 1941, the Fisher family has provided you with quality American-made building products, including Marvin Windows and Doors. Come visit one of our showrooms in Brentwood or East Alton, and let us help you increase the value of your home.
Bring that distinct sense of quality to every room with Marvin. Visit Fisher Window and Doors' huge newly remodeled showroom in Brentwood or Fisher Lumber in East Alton, Illinois. Quality and comfort starts at Fisher Window and Door. Online at fisherwindow.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Another blues season is coming. Get ready for the second annual Blues and Brews event, Friday, September 20th at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. Get fired up for another blues season at this outdoor street party featuring live music from country music star Matt Stell and St. Louis's own Charles Glenn Group, plus appearances by blues players and alumni, food trucks, giveaways, and more. Tickets are just $20 and on sale now. Blues and Brews, presented by Bud Light, 92.3 WIL and 101 ESPN. Find out more at tmastl.com.
It's the Brown and Krupin Morning After.
On KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Joshua.
We need to bring him back.
It's the Fisher Window and Door Store, 8 o'clock hour underway at 8:30 here on the Morning After. Presented to you by Brown and Krupin. Get involved on the show. Collier and Thompson phone line, 636-9004-TMA. Let's talk to some ladies this morning.
Again? I guess we could.
Yeah. Let's do it. You can also text in, Schaefer Door Company. Text inbox. Mr. Sider is living a very erotic lifestyle, and he's sharing the anecdotes with us. He's naughty.
What's he up to now?
Watching guys' wives hook up, almost.
Doing Molly. Call in Dirty Chewbacca. Let's talk.
How about that? What? Everybody's randy in here. The phone number, 636-9004-TMA. We're going to load up the phone lines, I guess. That's awesome.
Clear them, Doug.
Yeah.
Clear the lines now. Everybody stand back just a little bit more room now. Clear the lines! Clear them all! Okay.
That should clear them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's safe to go.
Call in, big man! 636-9004-TMA. Text in, Schaefer Door Company. Text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Email in. Kevin Miller, is he going to run away with the month of September?
Oh, he could.
Well, he's got a 2-goal
really
lead.
hit his stride.
Well, it said Butchie getting sodomized every day at 9:55. Design, air, heating, and cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. This hour brought to you by Fisher Window and Door Store, providing you with quality American-made Marvin windows and doors. Visit their showrooms in Brentwood or East Alton, Illinois, or online at fisherwindow.com, FISCHER, window.com. Fisher Window and Door Store, sponsor of the 8 o'clock hour on TMA. Well, Doug, audio continuing to make its way around what you call the World Wide Web. As Jordan Mason cost Iggy $5 last night by getting the start for the 49ers in Monday Night Football against Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. He was asked immediately after his incredible performance last night by Lisa Salters when he was going to, when he knew he was going to get the start. Probably a benign question on the part of Lisa Salters. Here is the audio of that exchange.
When did you find out that you were going to be starting?
When did I find out? Maybe Friday night, something like that.
Then about 10 minutes later, he goes in to address the media. What happened in between that interview and this interview, we will leave that to your imagination. Okay. He's asked the same question by a 49ers beat reporter.
Hit the lever, pal. Hit the lever, pal. Timing is everything.
When did you find out that you'd be in the starting lineup?
That question right there is why I'm at. That's why I don't like really talking to media, because you say one thing wrong, and then, I don't know. Just skip that question.
Doug, I think if I were trying the case, I'd say no further questions, Your Honor.
Right.
49ers are going to have a situation on their hands.
Yes. He got into the locker room after his interview with Lisa Stalter, and they said, "No, you can't say that because we issued a different injury report."
That's right.
Okay, I see. I did one interview and answered correctly.
Now he gets yelled at, and he wasn't told. I can't blame him unless they told him before not to say something. But clearly, I would say they didn't.
Right. Yeah.
Iggy, are you going to be part of a class action suit to get your $5 back?
I'm going to sue the 49ers. I'm going to sue him.
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't he like talking to media? How often do you talk to media? You've had like 3 touches in the last year.
Because he's probably not used to speaking with the media and is used to just talking to people and being honest when asked a question. And in this case, when he was honest to answer a question, it's going to get the team in trouble.
Yeah, usually you don't talk to a backup running back unless he's drafted in the first round when you already have Marshall Faulk on the roster.
Why do you hate Trung Candidate?
It's a great name, though.
It was. Confusing pick.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of feel bad for the guy. I mean, he just
Trung?
No.
I feel bad for Trung. Justice for Trung.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, you just answered a question. You know, he didn't know he was doing anything wrong, and then all hell probably broke.
No one's mad at him.
It's the coach that did
No,
something wrong.
I'm not mad. I just said I feel bad for him.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, he had an outstanding game last night. He was awesome. But yeah, you can't do that. You can't know that a player's not going to play, but don't release that information.
You can, and they all do it, I'm sure. They all lie.
Don't. They can't. There's massive, massive dollars involved in players playing when they say they're going to play.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
If you think people won't lie and cheat to gain an advantage, I think you're being naive.
No, I think that they will. It doesn't make it right.
No, it's not right, but they do it.
That doesn't mean the NFL is going to be okay with it either.
Probably not. They'll probably get fined because they found out about it in this case.
Right.
Now, I don't know who gets different information because I'm just talking about $5. It has nothing to do with me.
It's a lot of money.
But other people. But if you read the report, it said he was listed as questionable.
He was questionable all week.
On Friday because limited practice. But then according to a San Francisco Chronicle, who's got to be there talking to people, they're thinking he's 100% ready to go on Monday.
Well, I don't imagine it matters what the San Francisco Chronicle reports.
Well, did they really say 100%?
What the team said.
Did they really say 100%?
That's what I read.
If the team
That's why I played him.
If the team reported that he was questionable, then they're probably off the hook.
Yeah, he was listed as questionable.
Yeah, so I don't think they have any.
You can even go to DraftKings and it's got a red little circle around it, questionable.
Yeah, so they were.
So that's what they listed him as, but all reports that I read where he's going to play.
I would think if you list somebody as questionable, you're under no responsibility to play him. You say, well, at the last minute, we didn't think he could go.
Yeah, now, are they getting scrutinized because they had him as questionable, but the running back said he knew Friday was playing?
Yes. That's the core issue. That's the core issue. What do we have here? I'm anxious to hear this. The audio of Joe Buck talking about Tom Brady's first game.
Yeah,
Where's this come from?
WFAN.
Okay. I would imagine, I haven't heard this, I would imagine he was delicate but complimentary.
Correct. And before the clip that I'm about to play, like the point I'm starting this clip at, right before he says, this is the part that Awful Announcing is going to clip and put on their social media. So hello to everybody at Awful Announcing, which is where I pulled the audio from.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is on WFAN.
I think it's absolutely impossible to grade anybody and say somebody's going to be good, not good after one game. I mean, this is a hard job, and I'm not, and we all do our piece of it. You have to be able to settle in, know what you need to know. I talked to him on Friday, and I don't think anybody's put more work into being prepared for his first broadcast than Tom did. And now you have to go forward and settle in. And it's grossly unfair that everybody wants to weigh in after 5 seconds. It's just, that's not the way it works. It's not the way it worked for Jimmy Fallon doing the Tonight Show, Conan O'Brien taking over for Letterman. I mean, he was on a day-by-day or week-by-week contract, and it's hard to work that way. So I think he'll be great. I stand by that, and we all watched and enjoyed it, and I'll be doing it again next week.
Delicate, but complimentary.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I would hope he would work at his craft, considering he's making $37 million a year to go talk for 17 weeks.
I bet he probably felt as much pressure doing that, Tom Brady, than he did for most of his games.
Right.
More.
Yeah.
Because I bet he was nervous, understandably so. It's out of his element. I mean, one of the things that made him so good, much like you heard about Joe Montana, the story in the Super Bowl against the Bengals, and he points out right before they drive down the field. He didn't hit Jerry Rice. He hit John Taylor, Doug.
It was open.
Yeah. Hey, isn't that John Candy sitting over there? Brady had the same calm in those pressure moments. But I would imagine he was tight. If you ask me, I don't think he's going to wind up being great at it, but I don't think that's from lack of work ethic. I think it's just one of those things that either you kind of have or you don't. I just don't think that he has it. But I also was completely wrong. I never thought he would actually do the job. I thought he would back out of it, not because he doesn't keep his word or something like that. I think as time got closer, I just don't really want to do this. I've already got enough money, and my money's involved in other projects. I'm not going to do this. And so, hey, I was wrong on that, so maybe he'll be great at this, and I'll just be wrong constantly about it.
Well, I imagine no matter how much money you have, if someone wants to give you $37 million, you go ahead and take that too. And this is a way for him to stay in the game, for him to still be visible. Maybe he has his eyes on something else within the league. Yeah, I can't imagine what it would be, but you never know.
Got ownership in the Raiders.
Yeah,
so he's already got that.
Yeah, which is causing a little bit of an issue. But we're kind of in uncharted territories because usually GOATs don't broadcast like this. Like they don't do play-by-play or color commentating. Like Wayne Gretzky does the panel show, but like
dry.
Like GOATs, like the greatest of all time type players, don't usually do this role.
I suppose the closest to that would have been Bill Russell.
Yeah.
Who in his time was close to being the greatest of all time.
But now you're going back.
But he was fantastic color analyst.
Yeah, but you're also now going back before the days where even people would say stuff like GOAT or like determine who's the greatest of all time.
I was just thinking, who would the greatest player have been that was a really great analyst?
Aikman?
Well, he wasn't the greatest player.
No, but I'm talking like in terms of...
No, he's really good.
The best players.
I think Bill Russell is what I got.
I've only seen it a few times, but I think Gretzky does a good job in the studio during
That's
the
way
NHL.
different. Way different than...
Bill Russell was really funny, really insightful. He was terrific.
I have no doubts. I love Bill Russell. May he rest in peace. But I'm going like modern, like since 1980, where sports television became appointment viewing, not tape delay.
Now, Plowsy didn't think Bill Russell could play.
It's a bad take from boy.
I'm with Tim with Brady, though. I didn't think he'd do it either. I think I don't really want to do this after thinking about it but then I changed my mind when he took the money to do the roast. I thought, God, I guess he just can't turn down money because you don't need any money, but why would you not turn that to get trashed for 2 hours? So maybe it's the money. I can't turn down that kind of money.
Yeah, probably not.
Hey, guys, that's very diplomatic of Joe, but let's be honest. Tim could go live next week with no prep, and it would be a perfect broadcast. You've got a great head on your shoulders, Tim. Thanks.
Oh, gosh.
Some big tough.
Local broadcast hero, Tim McKernan.
How about that? Senator Chris Gardner right there.
Hero.
He's right on target there. We have more fun with audio. It looks like we got a lot of good fun with audio.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me, Jackson. I mean, I can't. I don't feel like I can go wrong with any of these, but maybe you know.
The Cleveland radio call.
Okay, what do we got going on here?
After the Browns got thumped, caller.
Doug, it didn't go well against the Cowboys.
No.
Deshaun Watson looked good, though.
They just did a graphic of all the players the Texans got after Deshaun Watson because of the trade, and it's ridiculous. So they have, he's upset about Deshaun Watson on Anthony Lima's show. So this was the very first call of the day.
216-474-0092. You ready to go to the phones?
Sure.
All right. Dave in Macedonia, you're first up on the fan. Hello.
Good morning, boys.
All right.
He's quoting Daniel Caffey. Please. There's two numbers. You'll figure them out. 42.9, 144.
What is all this?
Watson's quarterback rating, Mayfield's quarterback rating.
Oh, Christ. I can't do this for one more second. No, that's enough. The first call out of the box, we're going to do this. The very first call out of the box, we're going to do this.
Gosh.
No.
That escalated quickly.
I know what his quarterback rating was. I know that he was good. Guys, I'm not doing it right out of the damn box. Can I have a little bit of time before we do this? Can I have a little bit of time? That he ain't coming home. He ain't coming back. Only to play us. That's it. He had a great day down there. Congratulations on all his success. I can't undo the trade. I can't undo it.
Well, he was
You ready to go to another one?
Oh, go ahead.
He was there last year, too. He's been gone for a year. Didn't he have a great year with Tampa last year?
Yeah.
So, can't do it today. It's been going on for a year.
Watson just got slapped with another civil lawsuit.
Yeah.
Claiming sexual assault and battery by a woman.
Yeah.
Yet another one. He had more than 24 before. Either he's got the biggest target on his chest in the history of sports millionaires.
Doubt it.
Or he's really a creep.
Yeah, more likely. Oh, I know. Yeah, I mean, just a good to start the calls off, and the guys just torched out.
I got to tell you, it's not fair. It's sports talk radio host prejudice. I was certain I could picture what this guy looked like. Certain. Like, there wasn't a doubt in my mind I could picture it. And then I went to his Twitter account, and he's like a nice-looking, normal guy. His Instagram account, he's got a family. Like, that isn't the brand. You know, the brand's a few divorces, a gambling problem, probably some latent racism, usually coded by a talent like it is attitude.
Heavy set.
Yes. Good chance of a goat.
Drinks a little too much.
And this is no shot at
and then he's like a nice, I'm like, is this really the account? Yes. Doug, you can follow him at Sports Boy Tony.
Okay.
I like that
Get
name.
right on that.
Whenever I think of like a guy like that, I hear that, and this is no shot at our boy because he obviously has hair that everyone wishes they had, but I imagine they look more like Don LaGreca
than
they do look like Anthony Lima here.
Tony Lima.
Champagne, drinks Coke, rails.
Well, so was everyone else afraid to call in after that?
They went right. There was a bank of phone calls.
He just exploded.
He was.
How could you get so mad at anything?
Is it
involving a
performative?
Quarterback rating.
Oh, you have to. You have to. That's sports radio nowadays. You got to yell.
Mayfield's quarterback rating.
Oh, Christ. I can't do this
Hold
for
on.
one more second. No, that's enough. The first call out of the box, we're going to do this. The very first call out of the box, we're going to do this.
Are they playing drops during that?
Yeah, good. That's good Lord's work. The WWE music.
Yeah, that was performable art there. Nobody gets that mad about comparing a couple of quarterback ratings.
He probably took a break and said, that dude was so right.
Love the new part of the show where Ken parrots Tim's takes as his own. It's like an uneducated incel reading the Wall Street Journal and regurgitating every third word to his merry band of idiot friends. That's some glove blogger Tom Traven. I think we all took shrapnel on that one.
I think we did.
Well, I did agree with Tim. I didn't think that any way he would take the job. I thought, yeah, I don't even think Greg Olson thought he was going to take the job. They were interviewing Olson on some show like 5 weeks before the NFL season. He goes, I still don't know what's happening. He says, you know, if I'm not number one anymore, so be it.
I was like Malik Neighbors commenting on Daniel Jones. He goes, I don't know what's going on back there.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
Oh, really?
We all pull it up. He said
he was asked about the quarterback.
He goes, I don't know what's going on back there.
Yeah, you go from Jaden Daniels,
right, who was awesome last week
for the Commanders, Washington football team,
Yeah.
whatever what are they calling themselves? I don't know.
Commanders.
Thank you.
Malik Neighbors. Yeah, here's the. This is good stuff. All right, here we go, Doug.
Did you feel that he didn't look for you as much as you would have expected?
I mean, I don't know really what was going on back there, but I'm getting out my routes and I'm just trying to make a play, trying to find him, trying to make a better throw for him to make. I was just doing my job. That's all I can do.
Well, that sounds a lot different than, I'm not saying you were attempting to misrepresent it, but if he was asked, hey, what do you think of Daniel Jones' performance? I don't know what's going on back there. Different than when you actually
the context, the vocal context, but he still said, I don't know what's going on back there, and I find that to be hilarious.
Well, you wouldn't as a receiver if you're running your route. You don't see everything the quarterback's dealing with.
Yeah, but...
Gentlemen, long time, first time. Speaking of broadcasting, I'm thinking of revamping this little pet project I used to do where I'd go live on Facebook to give my followers a peek behind the curtains of the childhood forts where I used to make out with chicks about 53 years ago. Just me, my jitterbug camera, and a tour of Fort Melvin, or a pond in my neighborhood, or the backyard of the house I grew up in, even though my family no longer owns that house. Between the 2 to 3 guys who would tune in, most of whom were TMA Kiss-Ass #1 logging in from different devices, and my love for things that happened before most of your parents were alive, I think it would be a hit. Maybe I'll reply all to a Hubbard email and ask sales to get cracking on sponsorships. That's from Senor Peppers, Juan Peppers.
Oh.
Senor Peppers is different than Frisco Peppers. This Peppers family.
Yeah.
Well, I think when I did my Fort Melvin tour, there were like 300-something people watching.
Were there really?
Yeah. And then I went fishing at the lake, and I think there were like 250 at one point.
Jackson Daniels wasn't great. He had a good fantasy day because he ran for 2 touchdowns. That's some strap-on number 18.
Okay.
Boy, you caved to that real quick. You learned nothing from this guy from Cleveland on how to react?
He looked better than Caleb Williams.
I was wondering why. And here, listen, man, sometimes it doesn't translate. Ask many of the Big 12 quarterbacks from the aughts to the NFL. But just like I feel like what Jaden Daniels brings to the table is otherworldly. And I'd be amazed, but hey, it certainly happened, like I said, if that didn't somehow translate to, not to say that he would be, doing what Michael Vick did when he came into the league, but if it didn't translate to the league, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I
guess it also depends on what system you're in. I mean, Washington is not very good.
Who'd they play on Sunday?
Washington?
They played another team that was out to whoop them.
How great is it that no one on the show, when I asked a question, I think a damn near
so many games. They lost to the Buccaneers.
Yeah,
Baker Mayfield.
Baker, the touchdown maker.
That's right.
They're not happy about that, I bet, on Champagne Tony Lima's show. Sports Boy Tony.
Well, there's just, where Caleb Williams is concerned, there's just some force of nature that prevents the Chicago Bears from ever having a good offense.
And he threw a perfect ball. I can't remember if it was to Keenan Allen or DJ Moore. That was just went right through their hands. They just totally dropped it. So he had a touchdown pass. They put it right on the money, and they just dropped it. But it wasn't great. But they got the W, so who cares? Better than Will Levis, who threw one of the strangest looking pick sixes I've ever seen.
God, he may have been the worst quarterback of all Sunday.
Daniel Jones. That's a word.
Who'd Albert Pujols do an interview with?
This was on MLB Network.
And he talked about St. Louis food on MLB Network?
It was kind of like a rapid fire question thing, but there's some good goofy stuff in there, and then some good, like, what's your favorite home run of your career?
Then you have that now for us.
Okay. No, Dero. When he takes a sport, he gives everything.
I forgot to edit this clip. Sorry.
Yeah, 100%.
This part is
Why
important.
did you pick number 5?
It wasn't me. It was actually Walt Jokery who gave me number 5. And when you're a rookie, you don't get to pick a number. I think we know that.
Favorite stadium to play in?
Busch Stadium for
Why?
me.
Just the
I just think the electric, especially in the postseason. I would say Busch Stadium and Dodger Stadium in the postseason is unbelievable atmosphere.
Me too, you can't go wrong. Have you ever had St. Louis style pizza? I always wonder what this is.
And the clubhouse, it's just a little thin crusting, crunchy, it's just really, really
It's
good.
delicious?
If you haven't had it, you have to when you're in St. Louis.
Twisted ravioli good or not good?
I think every food over there is good, but the barbecue is also great.
Okay. One pitcher, Albert, you hated to face.
I think I touched this earlier, Kim Felix. I got to face that guy every 2 weeks, and
It's
he
the
was
fans.
He was really, especially in Seattle.
Yeah.
They had that sign.
In your face.
KKK, you're automatic out.
Favorite home run from your career?
I know everybody talk about the Brad Leach, but for me it was in the postseason. Getting those 300, that was a big game for us, and going to Arlington, hitting those 300s in the World Series. For me, those were the great moments.
How about that? You like the 3 home run game? Game 3 of the 2011 World Series. Doug, you were there.
I was there. And I called the third one when the Rangers brought in a left-hander who was just...
Darren Oliver?
Yeah, it was just horrendous.
Yeah, he got the treatment in Game 6 of the 2011 World Series as well.
I was in the elevator on the way down to do the post-game, and Pujols came up, must have been the 9th inning. The game wasn't close. They brought in Oliver. And I announced to those in the elevator, you can't bring Darren Oliver in here. He has no hope. He's going to hit this one 500 feet. And I barely got it out of my mouth, and he hit it about 500 feet.
Fun facts for no one tell. Darren Oliver traded for Royce Clayton in 1998, and still was pitching in the 2011 World Series in the critical moments of the 10th inning of Game 6. How about that?
Jeez.
Yeah, so he was aged at that point.
I would have thought Albert's maybe favorite home run would have been maybe number 700, which was such a milestone, and it proved that he could still do it at age 40, whatever he was.
Mm-hmm.
To
In
me,
LA.
I thought that would have been a real meaningful one. Yeah.
In LA. I'd understand him.
Darren Oliver was 41 when he was pitching in Game 6 of the 2011 World Series.
Unfair is what that is.
No hope of getting Albert Pujols out.
But the 3 home runs in Arlington, while less milestone-ish, are much more significant. Same with the Lidge homer.
Yeah.
And that was in his prime, too.
Mhm.
That was like when he was the best player in the world.
Right.
I think if that had been like to win a series or something, but they ended up losing a series anyway, so.
I don't think we'll ever see the likes of him around here again.
No, I don't know if we'll ever. I mean, Aaron Judge might be the closest thing power-wise, but he won't even come sniff 700.
No.
But he started really late.
I guess in St. Louis they had the Rogers Hornsby era, where he was about the best hitter going in the National League anyway. Babe Ruth in the American.
Yeah, but
and they had
is that when
Pujols.
everyone talked like Edward G. Robinson back when Hornsby played.
Chicago's my town, eh? And then we had Musial in the 40s and 50s, and then Pujols. I guess those would be the three biggest eras of Cardinal
Gibson.
hitting superstars.
It reminds me, I was reading Derek Gould's chat. That's just recommended reading. You got
Reading it this morning.
Oh, were you reading it this morning?
Got a question about it for a balloon party.
Oh, wow. This I thought was an interesting answer because one of the questions that he poses to those in the chat is, do you go with trying to get an ace starter or a big-time hitter this offseason? It's not an easy answer. I'm not sure they're going to do either. And I think I listened to John Mozeliak on with Tom Ackerman. You can listen to it on KMOX's website from Sunday morning. Mozeliak, from my standpoint, to his credit, is now saying that which I thought was going on last offseason, which is the Cardinals' economics are a real problem for them right now. Now, he's not saying it like that, but you can listen to it, and that's absolutely what you can deduce, talking about the television situation and then talking about the market size, and then immediately, and I understand, but, there's a difference between 3 million fans and then the television revenue. Those are two separate revenue streams. And Mozeliak is talking in a way that makes it sound like they're not necessarily in a spot that they're going to be going after big-time players. And Gould was asked if the ownership even cared or were aware of it. Hey, Derek, as a lifelong Bills fan, talking about the Buffalo Bills, I can tell you from painful experience that when the fan base sees no valid chance at a championship, that the enthusiasm goes down and apathy is rampant. Do you think ownership really sees this and has the gumption to fix it, or do they believe the fan base is locked in and repeats of this last offseason will make everyone happy again? Gould responds, they see the empty seats. They sense the frustration. They are aware of it. It's hard to miss. Do they doom scroll through Twitter for the latest anger? No. Do they see the no-shows and revenue reports and read the media coverage? Absolutely. They are aware. We'll see if they have the gumption. That might entirely depend on how you view that, not me or them. Gumption is in the eye of the beholder. Here's what is clear. For years, fans on social media and even in this chat have promised to not show up, to not buy tickets, to show their anger. And each and every time I've encouraged consumer activism. It is a power that fans have. Use your entertainment dollar elsewhere. Send that message. In most years, such threats don't manifest. The Cardinals have high TV ratings. They rank high in tickets sold. Big talk on social media doesn't lead to change at the ballpark. Until this year. This year, for sure, a message is being sent and landing. A cap tip to the fans who are practicing consumer activism and insisting the Cardinals do more to live up to their brand, their promise to their fan base, and to their history. That's Derek Gould in his chat. You can read it in its entirety. Recommended reading if you're a big Cardinal fan at stltoday.com. And it comes from a place of knowledge, and I don't think it's particularly takey, even though oftentimes I disagree with him. He was on for a full hour on the opening drive last week, and he talked about how he thought the Cardinals would emerge better from the current television situation. I am not sure that that's the case. I'm not sure he's wrong. I'm just not sure it's the case. I think this could be a real problem that I don't know how you pick yourself up from. With that all established, I don't necessarily think fans in St. Louis are going, we're not going to the game to make a point. I think they're saying, no, we don't really care. It's not where we want to go, but we're gonna voice our distaste. It's not really worth it. Team's not that exciting. Team's not that good. Cost X to get in. Costs Y to get concessions. Costs Z to park. Easy analytic. I'm not going to go. So that is what I don't think it's a choice of people getting together and saying, let's protest. And I think, again, the former is more dangerous than the latter, because the former is apathy, not anger. Are you looking up stats?
I'm looking up attendance figures. If they're going to scream,
I think seventh.
Yeah, if they're going to scream too much about attendance, they do rank seventh highest in all of attendance. They've outdrawn big market teams like Houston, San Francisco, the Boston Red Sox, the New York Mets. They're outdrawing these teams.
They're out ticket selling those teams.
Well, yeah, but that's still ticket money coming in.
I understand,
It's
but
32
part of the revenue stream is concessions. And also, that has an impact on Ballpark Village, of which they are owners. And so if you have that compounding, then that's a much more negative impact.
Yeah, well, I'm sure these other teams are also counting tickets sold, too.
I understand that.
They've got some empty seats as well.
Yeah, but I think we would agree that the crowd sizes in St. Louis are materially different.
And they're more important because they don't get the TV money that some of these other big markets get.
And that is why this is and I just don't know why they aren't messaging this. I deduced it based on the contracts they signed, which is something Derek talked about in his chat. They were telegraphing their concerns by signing guys to one-year deals. The odd thing was they did a victory lap about it. You know, we signed Ollie to an extension because we realized the pitching situation was figured out. I'm going, how? How is it figured out? Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson and Sonny Gray, it's all figured out? It doesn't tend to your offensive situation? You don't have players in the pipeline that are going to solve the pitching situation? You're on the hook with dead money beyond this year? You have 8 players on the 40-man who you can just move on from, including Lynn and Gibson, but also Paul Goldschmidt. And then Michaelis and Matz when you go in, Helsley when you go into after 2025. This is quite a spot. And at the same time, I rave about the Blues having a strategy, and I was reading in The Athletic, I think this morning, their ranking for borderline teams in a rebuild and how close they are to actually becoming contenders, and they rank the Blues 14th. And interestingly enough, I personally disagree with this, but hey, maybe they're wrong. They're right, and I'm wrong. St. Louis is stuck in the middle right now as an organization. The Blues have a decent NHL team and farm system, but neither are very strong, and there are questions about what their long-term strategy is. They have the pieces to become a potential bubble playoff team, but I don't see how they get past that level. That is in The Athletic this morning. Personally, I feel like the Blues do have a strategy. It's the Cardinals that I feel like are caught in between. I suppose one could make the case, hey, get something for Jordan Binnington right now because you're probably not going to make a cup run. And that's where sometimes you get hockey guys going. They'll be irritated by the idea of that you got to seize the Jordan Binnington moment. But the Jordan Binnington timeline I don't think works out for the rest of the organization and these players to, come into their own in 2 or 3 years. Binnington at that point is, on the 15th or 16th hole of his career. But I feel like the Blues have a strategy. The Cardinals, I feel like, are the ones that are in disarray.
I think that the Cardinals are just going to have to say goodbye to some of these veterans.
Amen.
They're going to have to say goodbye to Goldschmidt. They can't pay him another $26 million a year to come back and be a below-average hitting first baseman. You can't do that at a time when you've got these other financial concerns. And with Gibson and Lynn, even though they'll probably be good enough to be on your starting rotation next season, this team does not look like a contender for next season. And are you going to keep Gibson and Lynn beyond even next year? Probably not. You might as well just start over with your pitching staff, too.
Yeah, that was a big part of Derek's chat yesterday, was talking about why are they not giving the young pitchers a chance right now.
And his answer was the organization believes or just has to play it out that they're still in the mix, even if the fan base doesn't. And his explanation, it makes sense. Fans don't necessarily like to hear it, but these guys are running a business, and by definition, and like literally the term by definition, they are still alive. Mathematically, what are they, 0.5% to get into the playoffs?
Yeah, they're
Let's see what I got. ESPN, 0.6%.
Plus 75,000 to win.
Doug, I know you were upset that the Mets were able to come back last night against the Blue Jays because that hurt the Cardinals.
Yeah.
But the Cardinals are 10 back of the Brewers, so that ship is, getting close to officially sailing, and they're 6.5 back of the wild card. So people are asking Derek, why not give McGreevy a start? Why throw Lynn out there? And he's like, well, they're publicly saying they have a chance, and so they got to run it, because, hey, at this point, what is it? How many games? 72 plus 71, 143, so 19 games left. I mean, the absolute best case scenario is 91-71, which would require a 19-game winning streak. And even then, by the way, if the Mets were to win 13 games of their remaining 18, it doesn't matter. If the Mets go 13-5, the Cardinals still can't catch them, even if they win all 19.
Crazy. And the idea of we got to put Lance Lynn back in there for after that, it's crazy. Because they've already, with the roster, they've kind of decided we're going to get young guys playing time. We're going to make sure. But their bigger problem is young guys pitching.
Okay, I understand that, but these guys have jobs, and if you're Ali Marmol, I think he realizes there's a real good chance he's not going to come back. So what's he doing? He doesn't give a damn about next year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, he's fought
if he's the one making
is what you say.
Yeah, if he's the one making the call.
Yeah.
But if he's not, I don't think it affects attendance for
clearly,
people if they decide, well, Lance Lynn's pitching tonight, I'm going to go.
It's not about that's not an argument about attendance. That's an actual argument about contention and just trying to throw the Hail Mary, even though it's ridiculous. I mean, Mozeliak also in that interview with Ackerman, made it clear, this is the start of the change. Whether or not Gary LaRocque, the head of the player development, and he was brought over by Mozeliak. I think they worked together in Colorado. I could be off on that. But he's been here ever since Jocketty was gone with Mozeliak, so he's his guy. He stepped down. Now, he is 71 years old, so this isn't like a guy who's 50 just all of a sudden stepping down. Who knows? But either way, my God, if you were to have a conversation about the Cardinals, one of the biggest pieces of the conversation is player development. And as Derek cites in that, the conversation has been about all these guys who have left and then take off. And crap, we could probably name 10. The question, though, is why the guys who stay don't take off. Mm-hmm. And that, to me, is where player development is a focal point. So the fact that the guy is stepping down, whether it's on his own, volition or hey, it's time. Either way, he said in that interview with Ackerman that, this is going to be, an off-season of change.
Well, look at the difference in player development success between the Cardinals and the Kansas City Royals. I mean, they're under the same Bally Sports umbrella, aren't they? They probably have the same cable issues facing them that the Cardinals have. The Royals are 26th in the league in attendance, averaging 20,000 fans, and they've got a darn good team. They got a chance to win it.
Yeah.
The Royals are doing it with far less revenue than the Cardinals.
Yeah, I don't think
and it's because of player development.
That's exactly right, because their payroll is much, much smaller.
Yeah,
but their young players produce, and the Cardinals don't.
That's the core, and that's what Mozeliak was saying in that interview with Ackerman. Let's see, their payroll is about $80 million less than the Cardinals. Is if you are a market the size of St. Louis, you absolutely have to hit on the draft and then player development. And they had, and they were able to have the complementary pieces. I mean, the Albert Pujols thing that we were talking about, which is how we got this discussion going, I mean, don't get me wrong, it wound up happening. It's not the first time in history. We were talking about Brady earlier in the segment, where a guy who was, you weren't even thinking about becomes the god of your franchise. He was not somebody that they identified in the first round. Every other team missed him too. But the good fortune that came with Albert Pujols was a decade of sustained success. You miss out on that, and now you have what you have, which is a faceless franchise, in addition to one that isn't particularly good. And I don't even know where you would say they are actually good at this moment. I don't know. I guess shortstop, as Derek pointed out in that chat, people talk about the outfield situation, and they talk about, pitchers who have been traded and the success they've had. Nobody's really talking about Paul DeYoung, for example, probably because Mason Wynn's producing. But if Mason Wynn were up here and he were flopping around, Paul DeYoung, who, isn't like the key guy at shortstop for the Royals, considering they have what might be the best player in baseball at that position, and Bobby Witt Jr., but he is producing. He's just not playing shortstop, and that guy was a punchline. Yeah. It's a punchline going back a few years.
Yeah. And he would lead the Cardinals in home runs.
Cardinals' big hopes are that Jordan Walker improves dramatically that Burleson continues to improve dramatically, as he did this year from last year, and that Wynn...
But has fallen off.
Yeah. And they got to hope that Wynn continues to even get better than he is now as a hitter. Gorman's got to find himself. He's been a colossal disappointment.
Yeah. But we still haven't named a pitcher yet.
No. But for position players, if those four were to develop in the way that, one time we thought they were going to, they might have something there.
They might, but then again, it still doesn't.
They might not.
It still doesn't address. They gotta have someone throw the ball, you know, and they're gonna have to keep paying guys who are in their mid to late 30s $10 million a year to come have a 4.5 ERA.
I think at the core, I just really believe the Cardinal fans would support a rebuild. Yep. I really, if it was transparent. Right. But maybe I'm off on this. I mean, it's not like they're sitting there going, "No, we don't know. We'll guess."
No, I think they would. When you see the crowds they had this last week against Seattle last weekend, the stadium was mostly filled up.
Great weather and a lot of giveaways.
But with a team that's out of it, people just like to go to the games.
I'm anxious to see what takes place this evening against the team that's giving quarter and asking.
Yeah, it won't be pretty tonight.
But the weather's bee's knees. Iggy, what's the giveaway tonight? Do you know if there's a...
I don't think they do them on weekdays. They have like theme nights. You have to buy a theme ticket, but normal people, regular tickets, don't get anything.
You would think weekdays is when they would do it. To try to get the fans to the park.
But they only weekends.
Yeah, but also on weekends, there's a lot of other stuff to compete with. Well, there's some other stuff to compete with.
Yeah, and even when they play the Cubs on the weekends, there's no giveaways.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
For the record, regarding payroll, we're talking about the Royals. They're at 120. The Cardinals, 175. What's on the books right now for this year? The Mets are at 316. Yankees at 308. Then there's a big drop once you leave. Doug, do you like this Gotham City?
I don't like it, no.
It drops down $63 million to third place.
Oh, geez.
The Dodgers? Where are the Dodgers?
Fifth.
Really?
Want to fire a bullet at the pot? That would have been the bullet I would have fired.
Phillies, maybe?
Phillies are fourth. Astros are third.
Oh.
And then the Phillies, then the Dodgers, Braves, Cubs, Rangers, Blue Jays, Giants, Red Sox, Cardinals.
This is why baseball is so kind of weird. There should be no situation in which a team can spend $200 or more million than another. Like, it's so. I get that that's just like the nature of it.
If in fact Dylan Carlson was the missing piece, the Cardinals wouldn't send to Washington for Juan Soto. That is a colossal miss. Because if you put him in the Cardinal lineup, if they had him these last couple of years, I think it looks like a whole different lineup.
And you get no Mason Wynn, no Burleson. Because it wasn't just Dylan Carlson. It wasn't a one-for-one.
No, I know it wasn't, but I don't
remember
them.
Yeah, they would have wanted Mason Wynn for sure. And probably Newtbar and maybe Walker. I don't know. But you definitely would have lost out on one of the
I think you still do it, and you've got Tommy Edman as your shortstop.
But then Juan Soto would still be on the Yankees right now. More than likely. He went to the Padres and they didn't re-sign him.
Well, the Cardinals had held on to it. They'd found a way to hold on to it.
It's pretty simple. They didn't want the payroll. They didn't want that contract.
Well, they didn't want to give up if they weren't going to re-sign him or sign him.
Well, they knew they couldn't afford him, so.
I don't know if that was it or not.
I went to the Redbirds game on Sunday. Gorman looked so disinterested to be there. Doug would have lost his mind. That's from Marty Monogamy.
His body language is just so bad. Just get a little fire in your belly if you could. Act like you're excited to be there.
What you're saying is if you're going to stink, at least be Lars Newtbar?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I agree with you.
Your thoughts on the topic are welcome. 314-881-TMA5. Call in. And we did clear the lines, right?
Clear them!
636-9004-TMA. And you can email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling. Email of the day, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Mentality is a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Even if you've tried testosterone before, not everyone understands the blood chemistry in men's bodies, and that's where Mentality can help. They're online at lowtusa.com. The normal range for testosterone is large. If you've been to a doctor and they told you that you were normal without understanding the range or testing your free testosterone, it wasn't fully looked at, come get checked with Mentality. Testosterone therapy helps men regain normal function and restores the ability to perform normally at all levels. Go to lowtusa.com to work with Mentality. Doug, would you like to work with Schaefer Door Company, the sponsor of our text inbox?
Well, a lot of people would like to have a job with Schaefer Door, and they are hiring right now. So if you want to work with a good company, a family-owned company where many of the employees have been there for years and years, Schaefer Door Company is the place for you. They've got the quickest response time in the business. When my garage door went down, the first thing I thought of was, Schaefer Door, Schaefer. That's how you spell it. I didn't even have to spell it. I just went to the phone and called them at 636-782-3608. They can handle any kind of problem you have with your garage door, if it's just your house, or if you run a business or warehouse with those big, tall doors. Schaefer is experienced in those types of jobs as well. They service any kind of problem you might have, and they do new installs with LiftMaster. LiftMaster garage door openers are strong, quiet, and versatile. You hardly hear the thing going up. You hardly hear the thing going up and down. Ah, yes, here. The business has, as I said, multiple family members working there, big enough for any kind of job. The service techs, this is big. No commission. They don't get it's not commission based, so they're not going to try to sell you something that you don't need. They're not going to come out and say, you need a whole new system when you just need a nut or a bolt. They carry nuts and bolts with them, I'm sure. That's Schaefer Door. They did great work for me. They will do great work for you as well when you need them. Schaefer Door is a LiftMaster partner.
You can get a TMA STL hat at tmastlshop.com. We had a trucker hat that I was going to sport. It was swiped right out of our studio.
Oh, no.
We have no idea. Now, this one has not been swiped if you're watching on YouTube. I know.
And that is not a trucker hat?
That's not a trucker hat. I'd wear that one, but I liked the trucker hat. And we had it, and I went down the hall to get my ass chewed out for an hour, came back, and it was just gone. Just gone with the wind. And as we were talking about when we were on the golf course on Friday, very bold. Very bold to come in here between 10 and 11 and just take a hat.
Ours is the type of studio where friends feel they can come and equip themselves with headgear.
Maybe it was caught on our YouTube channel. We can see the shadowy figure emerge and take it. But TMASTLshop.com is where you can go to get it. And the hoodies. Those hoodies are the bee's knees. I'm telling you. Tip of the cap to Mike Flanagan and Billy Bixon with the TMA merch, the hats, the T-shirts, the hoodies, all there for you at TMASTLshop.com. Send your emails in. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today comes your way in about 35 minutes. Jackson and I go down a hallway. It's not going to go well. It's fine. But Jackson, tell Doug what you have because he always likes to know what the...
I called this one My Morning Jackson. And
that's a play on My Morning Jet. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll just be flat breaking it down.
What are you going to break down today?
Oh, someone played last night.
The Jets
planning.
And the 49ers. Dude.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to talk about for an hour?
Yep, 1 hour Jets talk.
The Jets and 49ers.
Yep. Uniform breakdowns. We'll talk about it. Yeah. No, I got some good stuff.
Mizzou uniforms come out tomorrow, is that right?
No, they'll come out.
Stanford Steve was raving about the Missouri uniforms on Bad Beats on the Scott Van Pelt show.
He was a fan?
He was.
Yeah, I liked him.
No.
Missouri was a bad beat if you had Buffalo.
Yeah, because they scored a useless...
They do enjoy covering, I got to say.
I had Mizzou minus 32.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was very happy. They should have knelt it. There was no reason to run that touchdown.
Drinkwitz didn't even have his headphones on.
No, they just, and they were kind of like hurrying up to the line, so they made sure that they could do it. I was really excited.
I don't think Iggy stole the hat, but there's definitely a less than 0% chance he stole it. I'm trying to follow the Kwame Voyukas the fourth.
I agree with himself. I don't believe Iggy stole. There's a less than 0 chance he didn't, so thank you.
Yeah, that's so weird.
If you just don't think about it too much, though, it all makes sense.
Is that perk?
Yeah.
If I wanted the hat, I would have asked for it, but I don't wear truckers' hats.
Right. You got the stepdad hat, right?
I got the nice material one that just kind of...
Yeah, stepdad.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Does the YouTube camera stay up while we're out?
No.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah. It would have been great if I
for real, if honestly, at KFNS, you could have named 30 people who could have done it.
How many people work there?
But here, I'm there really isn't a ne'er-do-well here.
Because they would have, Tim and I leave the studio.
Get our asses ripped.
Right. You guys linger for 2 minutes at
Doug
most.
starts to do show prep.
Doug starts doing calisthenics.
I'm here for 45 minutes.
Hightails it. Right, but you're in my booth.
And the door's shut in here. When nobody's in here, the door is shut.
Usually, yes. So someone that had to open the door just for no reason. There's no business outside of doing sound stories in here. There's no reason for someone to walk in here.
Right. Take a hat.
And then to come in here, again, unprovoked for no reason.
Yeah.
survey, see a hat, and be like, oh, I know.
And it was stolen. It disappeared. I can't say stolen. That's not fair. But it did disappear, whatever day that was, Thursday or Friday.
Thursday.
In between 10 and 11. Because I came back, I go, where's that hat? I was going to get that hat.
Right. And so they would have had to survey, see the hat with our logo on it. It says TMA. It's like not like you could be like, what's that logo? It's literally printed all over the walls and then say like, oh, this hat's sitting here. I'm going to take it.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Was there a sound story in here that day? Or
Doug,
I didn't do one.
There wasn't. Yeah.
Because I could see where an older person would just
take the hat.
Oh,
just walk out and pick it up and put it on.
I don't know.
We don't have
we don't do parting gifts at Sound Stories.
You never know.
It's like Gina.
They left us
We
a
probably
hat.
should.
Bags,
We probably should. Take whatever you see here.
It makes no sense.
Maybe the cleaning people.
The cleaning
came in
people,
at 10 o'clock.
They don't come in till like 6 p.m.
I'm gonna ask Jody to pull the tape.
Yeah, do we have a tape?
There would only be
That
tape.
would be so great.
We don't have any cameras in here.
There would be cameras of who
The
would come
hallway,
in.
maybe.
Yeah, no, there for sure would be a video of who came into the studio. All
Wow,
we need
this
is
is
1
the
hour.
best.
We just need 1 hour.
Yes.
That can actually get
test
done.
is on hold. I'm on this now.
Nice.
Can't we just
Someone's
get?
out there sweating.
Can't we just get another hat?
It's the principle of the
Thank
thing.
Thank you,
Art.
Chairman.
Thank you.
That's why you're the chairman.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not about the one hat. Yeah, one hat's it's no big
I mean, there's
deal.
other things in here. The J. Randolph Jr. Budweiser, some bobbleheads. I mean, there's other things that are probably worth more than a hat.
Yeah, but this is a nice trucker hat.
It's a fine trophy that's been here for 2.5 years.
Collecting dust.
Tim, next time we do Molly, I'll send you a DM so you and Anna Marie can join in. That's some Mr. Siders.
Oh.
All right, so I guess we'll be over.
Okay.
Can we do this for my birthday weekend? I'm really pushing for lesbianism. Just not getting a lot of nibbles on.
No.
You know, I don't know what's going on
I
there.
guess it doesn't happen much.
Yeah, Anna Marie can almost have fun.
With Mr. Siders' wife.
Watch out. Here comes Suck Boy Tony. Yeah, I got to watch out for
Hey
him.
guys, it's obvious that Rockio stole the hat and he likes to wear it proudly when he's getting pegged by his girlfriend. That's from Big Top. Is that the deal?
No, Rock is free from because he doesn't wear hats because his head's too big.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. And it gets caught up on the sousaphone.
Well, Rockio has a wonderful head of hair. He really does, flowing locks. But his head is massive. He will tell you first. Like he'll be the one to tell you he does not wear hats. So Rock is free.
So he's out.
Rock is out. This is like when didn't someone crap all over the bathroom in St. Charles or something?
You thought somebody shot themselves.
Flowsy was going to do DNA analysis.
He was.
Well, wasn't he just making baseless accusations?
He blamed it on Giamatti. Poor Giamatti got hit with the accusation. God, that was brutal. I remember walking in there.
That's worse than taking a hat.
Oh my God.
That's worse.
What in the hell happened? Like, Doug, there's a toilet. It's a standard toilet. It goes into the ground, the plumbing, and for whatever reason, a gentleman had just splattered all over the wall.
You could get PTSD from looking at that.
You basically had to stand on your head
Yeah, like
and
Brady
point
Cook at that
your
touchdown
ass
run.
toward the
Oh,
wall.
it wouldn't squirt that far.
You'd
You'd have to smear it.
The only thing I can. What are you going to lift your leg like a dog?
No.
Jack Horace says you can kind of see through the graphic that's put up when during breaks.
It's true, but the YouTube stream would have been ended by 10 o'clock.
That would have been great if we saw like somebody.
I think the hallway security footage is where we're going to get someone.
Because all we need is people who would have come into the
Right,
studio.
between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m.
And when I'm around here at that time,
on September 5th, 2024.
not a lot of people going in and out. So
Right.
if we see somebody go in,
Why
we
would
can
there
assess
be?
them.
This isn't like it's not like there's another show in here in the afternoon. This is the TMA studio. It's either Sound Story or TMA or
Mhm.
maybe QFTA.
Yep.
Oh, well.
Nothing else gets done in here. It's so odd. It was sitting right there.
Right
I remember
there.
it was right
There
in front of where
there
Tim
was a
sits.
few hats there. There's 3 or 4 of them.
The stepdad hat survived the thievery.
Whereas I don't see it.
Iggy took that one.
Oh.
Iggy took that one. But it was sitting right there. I remember sitting right there.
Doug, I'd be wearing it right now.
You would?
I would be. Yeah, it was a sharp look.
Is this worse than when the
Bring
people
it back. No questions asked.
Yeah, we'll make that deal.
People
Put a
stole-
mask on and throw it in here and then leave.
People stole the pizza boxes from the Dotem, the boxes of pizza.
Oh, they took them by the handfuls.
That was a funny day.
They were running to their cars with 5 boxes of pizza in their arms. Fed their family for a week.
Guys, the hat got raffled off yesterday at the Megan Meyer Golf Tournament. That's from Starfish Street.
Could have happened.
No. If I want something from the Megan Meyer Foundation, I ask.
And that's why you're the president, because you get things. You're like Red in Shawshank. You're like half the way to get things around the yard. Send your emails in. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. It's coming your way in about 25 minutes. This is TMA, closing out the Fisher Window and Door Store, 8 o'clock hour. This program is presented to you by Brown and Krupin.
Looking for the perfect spot for your next private event? Whether it's a baby shower, bridal shower, birthday party, or business meeting, Rosalita's has you covered. Enjoy the vibrant atmosphere in one of Rosalita's 2 exclusive private rooms with a customized menu that is perfect for your upcoming event. And if you're planning a date night, don't miss the lively mariachi nights every Friday and Saturday. Plus, Rosalita's gift cards make the perfect gift for any occasion. Come celebrate at Rosalita's, where every event is a fiesta. Learn more at rosalitascantina.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here right now with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. I made the switch to start working with you, James. It couldn't have been easier to make that switch to start saving money.
Well, I appreciate that, Tim, and we appreciate your business. Yeah, this is the time to save money. My goodness, we're all feeling it at the grocery store, at the gas pump, etc. So if you've noticed that your insurance rate has gone up, I want to stress how easy it is to get a proposal from us by going online at carltoninsurance.net.
Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency online at carltoninsurance.net.
Elevate your performance. Pure Performance is your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications, known for their top quality work and outstanding customer service. It's officially Jeep and Bronco season. Pure Performance carries any accessory for your vehicle, old models to brand new. From sunshades, soft tops, trail doors, to off-road gear like bumpers and light bars, Pure Performance has you covered. Stop by the Pure Performance showroom at 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard in St. Charles or visit pureperformance.com. That's PURperformance.com.
Hustle and Heart Sports Performance is the one-stop shop for St. Louis area football-specific and athletic training located in O'Fallon, Missouri. Hustle and Heart utilizes the top trainers in St. Louis, led by its owner, 8-year NFL vet Pierre Desir. We have a 40-yard turf field, college-style weight room, red light sauna, and a state-of-the-art recovery room to service all of your athletes' needs. For more info, check out hustleandheartsportsperformance.com or call Dustin at 314-440-8457.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
After a serious car accident, people have 2 questions. Why me and what now? Well, no one knows why you, but I'm Terry Krupin, and my law firm Brown & Krupin sure can help with the what now. Car repairs, medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering. We're Brown & Krupin, and we've got all those answers. All you have to do is call 222-2222.
This is Eric Conley, the founder of Illinois Recovery Center. At Illinois Recovery Center, our substance abuse treatment goes beyond mere recovery. It's about reclaiming lives filled with purpose, joy, and connection. Our dedicated facility is more than just a place of healing. It's a beacon of hope for individuals seeking to reintegrate into society and thrive in their work, family, and community roles. Our team is ready to help. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like a steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at BiggiesRestaurant.com and stop in today.
Stupiracy, the podcast where stupidity meets history and conspiracy. With hosts Scott Rizzuto and Tim McKernan.
This whole thing is stupid.
Check out the latest episode, available now. As Riz and Tim delve into the historical financial bubble known as Tulip Mania. Bless you. Explore how a simple flower bulb caused a massive economic crash in the 17th century Netherlands on the latest Stupiracy Now on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube. Presented by Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Visit evergreenstl.com or call Mark at 314-889-0503. And by Brown and Krupin, 222-2222 or getbc.com.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app. Introducing the first ever TMA Banty Brew, a 16-ounce canned wheat ale with orange and coriander and an image of all 4 TMA boys across the front. The Banty Brew, a refreshing ale made with white wheat, ground coriander, and fresh whole oranges. Head to any Salt and Smoke location today to try the TMA Banty Brew. Must be 21 or older to consume or purchase. See the can at tmastl.com and find a participating location to try it for yourself. Brought to you by Charlottesville Brewery and Winery in St. Genevieve, Show Me Beverages, and Salt and Smoke. Find out more at tmastl.com. KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Tim, Doug, Iggy, Action Jackson.
It's the Brown and Krupin Morning After. 105.7 HD2.
You got the touch.
Yep. Playing this tonight at Busch Stadium.
You got the power.
Yep. Welcome to the 5P Academy and Hustle and Heart Sports Performance 9 o'clock hour on TMA. Presented to you by Brown and Krupin. And Doug, we got a half hour.
Okay.
Let's see what we can do with it.
Okay. It's an important half hour for us.
Half hour until my morning Jackson.
That's right.
Balloon party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we have a trivia question today as well.
I don't know on that. Apparently, we weren't supposed to give away tickets yesterday, even though you heard me. I said to Mike Ryder, I go, giving away tickets, Ryder? And he goes, yep. So it was on him.
Wow.
And I like
You're
to
the Shador Sanders of 101.
That's right, yep.
You had no tickets to give out.
I don't know if we do or not, so stay tuned. If I do, I'll have another wonderful trivia question that are to much acclaim. There's people out there saying it's no good. That's wrong. There's a lot of acclaim about my trivia questions.
I don't know.
Yep. Feeling good about it.
I do like trivia questions. Maybe we should bring some on in this show.
Yes!
You want one?
Woot!
Mm-hmm.
Woot, woot!
Give you the exact...
While you're doing that, I'll tell people about EDF, because, Doug, maybe you could have your trivia gloves, trivia mittens.
Okay, I'll put them on.
Yeah,
rebrand.
Yeah, it's a rebrand. I hope Chris Pondoff's okay with that. Do you want to support the EDF Group as a sponsor of TMA? It's real simple. Do you have a fire extinguisher where you work? The answer is yes, you certainly do. So please email the EDF Group at fire@theedfgroup.com so a technician can come out and explain to your team how the EDF Group can save your company money. Again, that email address is fire@theedfgroup.com. The EDF Group is Hyatt and will prevent your facility from having Hyatt fires. Experience the EDF Group difference. Learn more at theedfgroup.com. There it is. Think about that.
Okay. I'm thinking about that. I got the mittens on, so no take can be too
We
hot.
could just go into that bag of clothes that I gave to Plowsy. It's still here, and just pick something out every day and give it away.
Mm-hmm. Are there some good threads in there?
I thought there was some good stuff in there.
Like what? What's in there?
I don't know. I don't remember what I put in there.
Oh, for heaven's sake. I didn't know if it was good.
I wouldn't give him crap. If it was crap, I'd have thrown it away.
But if it was good, you'd have kept it.
Fair point.
I didn't have room for it. I didn't have room for it.
Oh, come on. There's always room for some nice clothes.
No, that's why I gave a lot of my clothes away, because my closet is about a third of the size of my old one.
We'll get a chest of drawers.
I have that. There's stuff in there, too. I ran out of room. That's why I gave it away.
Well, could you rent a facility somewhere? You know, they have those garages that you can rent.
Yeah, so when I'm going to wear those pants today. Let me ride to Chesterfield so I can get into my storage unit.
That's right.
You want a trivia question, Doug?
Yes, please.
What major river runs through the city of London?
The Thames.
Correct. What?
That's it?
Well, that's one of them.
Yeah, I was like, I thought there'd be more meat on the bone. That's why I looked at you like.
Which herb is used to make pesto sauce?
Cilantro.
Incorrect.
Oh, really?
First letter, please.
B.
Basil.
There you go. Some say basil.
Okay.
What was the capital of the state of Utah?
Salt Lake City.
What do you win, Doug?
I did one of your old shirts, I think. Okay. Well, that was just a fun little trivia thing.
What is a name given to a triangle with all equal sides?
Isosceles.
No, sir. That'd be 2 equal sides.
Oh. Congruent?
No, sir.
First letter, please.
E.
Equal.
Getting there.
Equilateral.
Thank you, sir.
Equilateral. Oh!
Hope it's not on the IQ test.
Chairman's moving off that. He's obtaining the security footage. Any
I'm
any
dead serious
process,
about that.
progress, process, nurse?
No progress yet.
Yeah, I don't think Jody cares.
I mean, if she gets subpoenaed by the chairman, she's going to have to appear.
Right. Wear your chairman's hat.
I'd be a rich man if they hadn't erased that security footage.
Over it on Hampton
place
Avenue.
On Hampton, yeah. I fell ass over tea kettle down the steps.
I'm prepared to go over Jody's head if I have to.
Wow!
Yeah, they liked my emails about.
Yeah, we need to know who stole a hat from our studio.
John, somebody
Mr.
stole a hat.
Kowalski.
Can I get to the? They'll probably say, "Sure, KG. Hey, I got a great idea." Shut up.
Oh.
We can't have thievery going on
No.
here.
Doug, here's another. This is a trivia question. This is actually in the links today.
Okay.
1985 film that is getting a sequel nearly 40 years later.
1980. Did you say 1985?
That's right. A cast of what at the time was, for the most part, teenage child, that is, actors.
Child.
Teenage
Not
werewolf.
Animal House.
Was it he?
Teenage werewolf.
Teen Wolf
what's
with the
Boof?
great Michael J. Fox. That was Michael J. Fox and Boof. No.
Is it the Goonies?
It is. Did you send this link?
Nope.
Jackson, I was about to say. I never know where the links are coming from. The Goonies.
I didn't see it the first time.
Really?
No,
Wow.
no, I didn't.
And I saw an interview with Demi Moore, and they're going to do a sequel to St. Elmo's Fire.
Really?
Yeah. These are, I mean, what are we doing?
I don't know.
And how do you? I don't know how you do a like people in their 60s and 70s are going to be doing junk. I
Maybe
mean,
how
what is
they-
this? Clayton?
Sequel to Train Spotting coming next.
How they grew up and how their teenage years affected their childhood or their adulthood, and
Their kids, maybe. I guess I would assume that's what it's going to be like. It's going to be like The Big Chill.
was that part of the Brat Pack?
Oh, absolutely. That was
There's
probably the beginning of it.
'Cause there's a documentary on the Brat Pack.
Oh, yeah?
that I'm thinking about
Have you seen it?
watching because Andrew McCarthy actually put the whole thing together and produced it and directed it and got all the Brat Pack people together talking about that time.
Yeah, I think I saw the panel. Let me tell you something, and I don't know what's going on here. How old do you think that Demi Moore is?
I will say she's.
Let's go 62.
61. I think.
I'll go 63.
61 wins. God, I get prices right all the time in here.
Gosh.
I'm good at ages.
But I just would think sporting AF, don't you think?
Oh, and striptease, she was.
Easy.
That all the
Easy.
And that probably been the most creepiest role that I think Burt Reynolds ever played.
Doug, did
Sniffing
you see
her-
Burt Reynolds in the striptease?
He had his aide
Let
going
me
to
introduce
the.
you to Jack Horner.
Oh yeah, but he had his aide go into the laundromat and get the lint from her dryer cycle and start sniffing it.
Don't kink shame.
Gosh. Yeah, I would kink shame that.
Demi Jean Moore. Her middle name is Jean, like Gene Sowers on the PGA Tour champion.
That's the gene that you thought of.
Yeah. You know where she got her start?
Doug? I thought it was a soap opera.
General Hospital. Back when I was watching it.
But her real last name is Guynes?
Guynes. Guinness?
Guinness. I think it's Dutch.
Jack. Stage names. Because exactly reasons like that. You don't want people being like, how do you pronounce that last name?
Yeah.
Some people just born with stage names, like Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's his real name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now she got topless in
Oh, here we go.
well, striptease when she
Human
got,
Mr. Skin.
She got the boob job for it, striptease. But before that, her first role, I think one of her first roles after General Hospital was on Blame It on Rio. Cute little movie. Michael Caine and Joseph Bologna and
Joseph Bologna, Doug. He's going to join us on Balloon Party.
Valerie Harper. But they went on a vacation.
Valerie's family.
To Rio. And they were on a topless beach. And she got topless, but she had her hair pulled down over her boobs, so you couldn't see anything.
A boob job.
Okay.
So she did get topless in that, but didn't show anything.
All right.
When Demi Moore was 3 months old, her mother married Dan Guines.
Goonies? It looks like Goonies.
Guinness?
It's a tough one.
It is. A newspaper advertising salesman who frequently changed jobs. As a result, the family moved many times.
Newspaper ad salesman.
Hot industry.
Well,
In
there was a
67.
time it was pretty big.
You better believe
Probably
it.
did all right then. I don't know how you'd make enough money to buy lunch today doing that. But
Why move so much if he's having success in a paper?
maybe better jobs everywhere.
She was in that Few Good Men. Demi Moore.
Yeah. And G.I. Jane, wasn't she in that?
Yeah. Led to some controversy later, 20 years later.
I think Ghost is probably what she's known for.
Doug, what's
Yeah,
your
she was
favorite
great
Demi
in
Moore?
Ghost. Yeah, I like Ghost, I'd say. Yeah. That was
She made a name for herself.
Tim, Demi definitely has handled a double-sided toy in her day. That's from the Swing Haven board member. Wow. Does he have a link?
No, he doesn't know that.
I'd like to see a lesbian movie with her and
Oh, gosh.
God, who?
Who?
I'm trying to think of who I'd like to see her in a lesbian movie
Do we have
with.
any disinfectant I can spray myself
Sounds a little creepy to me. I don't know.
Maybe Gia Gershon.
That's a great play.
Well, she's
Ooh,
been.
is that like the letting you know that was the right answer?
Yep. Ding, 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 ding.
Well, she was in a hot one with Jennifer Tilly.
Jennifer Tilly, University of Missouri. Doug, also a wonderful poker player.
Is that right?
Still, I don't know if they're married, but I think she's still dating Phil Locke.
She didn't Phil Locke.
Phil Locke?
Yeah, poker player. I think they're still together.
She and Demi Moore?
No.
No, of course not. The other one.
Yeah, it's one of the
She's not with him.
one of the Tillys. She's not.
We're talking about Gina Gershon?
No.
That's what you said.
Jennifer Tilly. and Phil
Jennifer
Locke.
Tilly.
We're just going through Iggy's lesbian fantasy.
I'm pretty sure.
Fantasy roster.
I'm pretty sure she's with Phil Locke. I've interviewed her before. A couple of times, actually.
So you're good friends?
No, but she got naked quite a bit.
No, did she?
Oh, gee, she was married to Sam Simon, the guy from Simpsons. Oh, she's rich then. She's super rich.
Yeah, she can go all in without too much fear.
Didn't he pass away?
He did. Demi and ScarJo is the answer. That's from Fuelsy.
Yeah. Scarlett looks kind of boring, though. Great body, but she looks kind of boring.
Scarlett Johansson taking shrapnel in the HD2 studio.
Well,
in
if
St.
we're going to
Louis.
have a lesbian scene, I just think she'd be kind of boring in it.
The creepiness parlayed with the phlegm is just too much. I'm going to strap myself to the roof of my car and go through the car wash. Doug, that's from Buzz.
Yeah,
and he won the
clean you up a
Milagro
little.
Tequila Lister of the Month in June 2023.
Come on.
For the car wash part. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because you have to put like a brick down on the gas pedal. That'd be kind of funny.
Well, he'd be on his stomach because he'd need something shooting up his ass.
Oh, come on now.
2 birds, 1 stone. Go out how you want to go out your favorite way.
You think you could survive that car wash?
Yeah.
I suppose you would. It would hurt, though,
It'd be
wouldn't
hot
it?
as hell, though, with the wax, wouldn't it?
I don't know how hot it is, how hot the water is.
I don't feel like I've ever driven to a car wash where hot wax is then poured
I
on my
wouldn't think
car.
it'd be hot water because you'd have to heat it. That'd cost them a lot more.
Well, how hot you think that fan is when your water's all over the car and you go through it, and all of a sudden it's all dry.
I don't think it's the heat. It's just the air that's being
I think it's
pushed
heat,
in.
too.
Jackson, tell me about Mark Hanna's heat.
Yeah, we want to talk about heat.
Does he bring the heat?
Brings the heat. Some might say, with his beard and hair combo, that he's he brings the heat.
Wow.
Physically
Really?
and financially. You give him a call and you start talking to him 15 minutes into your first phone call. He's giving you all this wisdom. He's helped you through your plan. You go, boy, this guy's brought the heat. That's what Mark Hanna does day in and day out, 365. That's what he does. He brings the heat. He's a wonderful guy. You hear him. He presents Jeremy Rutherford. They're at the Blues season. He's awesome. We love Mark Hanna. And a bunch of our listeners work with him. A bunch of people here work with him. We all say the same thing. Love working with Mark Hanna because you can get on the phone with him anytime.
He's a good man.
And you can always walk you through if you have any issues or you just need some explanation on some things or you just want to talk it over. Mark Hanna is right there for you. Call Mark Hanna today. I can't say it any louder. Call Mark Hanna today.
314-889-0503 or go online at evergreenstl.com. You still have time to send your emails in for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. That comes your way in about, 5-10 minutes. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. And wow, Heaven Miller is your leader. Win a pair of tickets to Blues and Brews Friday, September 20th at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery, an outdoor street party featuring live music from country music star Matt Stell and St. Louis's own Charles Glenn Group. That's the prize for today's Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Do we have Cardinal baseball news? I saw somebody text in that the Cardinals made a move,
JC and I got pulled up.
but I didn't see it. Usually we get that texted to us, Doug, by Brian Bartow, the Cardinals media relations. I didn't get it.
Who got called up?
I think it's a JC. Thomas a JC. Middle infielder.
Yeah.
Wonder who got sent down then.
Somebody
I'm
hurt.
scrolling. I see stats on the Fast Lane defeating the Riz Show 64-59 in week 1 of the Pick'em Challenge, and they went off on Marshy Marsh.
Yeah, I got some audio for you, Doug.
Okay.
They had a guest in studio. I did not know who the guest was, so there's one voice in there I can't identify.
It's all right.
Although the worst of the bunch, I believe, was
Andrew Marsh.
Andrew Marsh.
With 10.
What's up with him?
By
He gets the
himself.
dunce cap of the week.
He always is doing bad for them. Like, I remember last season, he just was terrible. And why is he so bad? Like, how are any of them that bad over there?
Andrew Marsh. I don't even know who he is,
Andrew,
but
he's
I
very
just
handsome.
feel
He
bad
looks
for
like
him.
a model. He looks like an H&M model.
He's the guy with the home run derby.
Yeah, he's oh, yeah. Okay, I do. Very
Super hot, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Attractive.
That's why he does bad. You don't get both. You don't get the looks and the brains.
That's true.
But he is this week's Dunce of the Week, which is going to be a new thing.
Iggy, does that bother you to hear Learn kind of raving about the appearance of Andrew Marsh?
No. He's a good-looking guy.
Okay, good. That was sporting of you. Lady Bing-like.
But you have always been known as the most handsome person at Hubbard.
I don't know who's ever said that.
No, I think it's just assumed.
Those words have never come out of anybody's mouth.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think people had to say it.
Is Marsh still a man in love, Jackson? Wow, really? What is he, 27, 28?
Yeah, he's a year or two older than me.
He could be landing the plane. Who's going to land the plane first?
I don't know. It's a good question. Probably Rock. Rocky has the answer.
I don't think we have a... Learn came up with the Hubby Awards. We're planning...
Best husband?
No, we're planning our... I'm part of the committee that's planning the Christmas party. I do so much.
It's got to take up a lot of your time.
I do so much, and I sit on.
So you and Learn are on a committee planning the Christmas party?
I'm one of
Did we have one?
9 people.
Here?
Yeah.
Was
it downstairs? Okay.
El Balago. I don't know. I can't. We voted on what we're doing this year. I don't think I can say anything yet.
Oh, dog. Big tease. Getting better teasing. Embargoed information.
It could be embargoed. I don't know. I don't even know if the rest of the staff is known
Wouldn't
yet.
you be the one to embargo it? Aren't you on the committee?
Well, I'm not the charge of the committee.
Who's in charge?
I'm not sure.
Oh, gosh.
I really don't think anybody's in. Maybe Melissa. I don't know. She's the one who sends out the email.
Marmar Banks.
Melissa. I don't think I need to give out her real last name to everybody here.
I don't think any of this story is relevant to the audience.
Well, one is we were talking about Marshy Marsh and how good looking he is.
And that came up at this committee?
No,
Should have.
But Learn came up with the Hubby Awards. We just some fun awards, that she put together to give to Hubbard employees at the Christmas party. But I don't believe best looking in the building is one of the awards.
It's a good.
It's an HR special.
Yeah.
Or else Marshy might have won.
The old Titanic.
Oh my God! All the men got together and ranked the appearance of the women.
Yeah.
Just some fun awards, but best looking in the building is not one of them. Somehow I got
All that was to tell you that we're not giving
somehow I
away.
turned that story into Marshy Marsh. I don't know why, but
So at the committee, did they discuss how hot Marsh is?
No, Learn just did.
Right. I'm talking about at the committee, though. This Christmas party planning committee.
Yeah, notwithstanding.
No.
So then I don't understand.
It's a very prestigious committee.
Well, I was just saying if we had an award for best looking, Marsh would probably get some votes.
There you go.
Get my vote.
Gosh.
But no, I did tell Learn when Learn came up with the idea, and I said I'd be happy to come up with a few. She goes, great, and then she never asked me. She just sent out the list of which guests. So I thought I was going to help with that. Maybe not.
So your help was not really asked for. Your advice was
I
ignored.
didn't really suggest anything.
Yeah. Nice committee nonetheless.
How many people are on the committee?
I think 9.
Holy crap. That's a big committee.
It is a big committee.
Yeah, well, a lot of them spent time. We had to come up with a venue. So a lot of people went out and checked venues as far as prices and how long they could have the venue for and things like that. So
Really? Well, there's a lot of venues out there.
There were. I wish I could share it with the listeners.
Now you know how we feel every time, Tim. That's from Chairman Stephen Wildwood. Make it stop! That's from Beer Cats. It's also from Pout Pouts Lanai.
Oh.
Aren't you guys? Don't you see what happens? Don't you want to see what happens behind the scenes?
Have they chosen a venue yet?
Yes,
yeah,
they have.
The venue's been. Is it within a 5-minute drive radius of right where we are here at Doug? What are we? Olive and Ballas, basically.
Yeah, roughly.
Not 5, but not far.
Okay.
Okay. Then.
Is it west?
I don't know my directions.
The Dome.
You don't know directions from here?
Is it the Dome?
Well, I'll Google and let you know. I don't know.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Perhaps some place at Westport.
No, it's not Westport. That would have been my suggestion because it's close to me.
And you'll probably get really drunk and have to walk home.
I don't think I've ever seen Iggy drunk.
No.
I don't know if I've ever seen you even take a sip of booze. Oh, no, it's not true. Red Stripe in Jamaica. I saw you.
Well, I would usually have a beer after our TMA events. I think I had a beer after our Lemmings Open. I don't remember. I just don't drink a lot. You know, weekends, if it's nice, then I'll open a bottle of red and sit on the patio. But it's always nice to open a bottle of red and sit by yourself and look into the parking lot of a hovel.
That was wonderful.
I don't know what it is with anybody in this complex. They can't turn their lights off in their car. Last night I went there, 3 cars parked with their lights on, just sitting there.
Didn't the battery die on them?
I just yelled, "Get out!"
Oh, they were still in the car.
Yes, they just sit there. They won't leave their car. I don't get it.
For how long? They're checking their phone or something?
At least 6-7 minutes.
Oh,
I would assume some kind of felony's about to be
That's not too
committed.
long, yeah.
Jackson, we got the Circa conversation here. Is it still 16.5 for Columbia on 11:45? Is that right, Doug?
It is 16
You think that
and
much
a
is
half.
16.5? You like that 16.5?
Over under, curiously, 54. 54 for a team that has yet to give up a touchdown. I don't think Missouri.
They don't
scored
respect this Missouri death row defense.
Yeah, they're not. They're maybe showing a lot. I feel like a lot of people are going to be on the under, though. So just keep an eye on that. That's the current number, though. Mizzou minus 16.5 against BC. If you're looking to bet the Cardinal game today. Woo! Cardinals are minus 127 against the Reds. And they're plus 75,000 to win it all. So good value.
This is their time.
And then the game that's unfortunately going to be College Game Day when it should be in Columbia. Missouri will be in Columbia, South Carolina. LSU is a touchdown favorite heading into what they call Willie B Stadium. Over-under is 50.5. Ton of futures bets out there, including Mizzou plus 2,000 to win the SEC. I don't know.
What is the number for them to win in the SEC?
Plus 2,000.
Oh,
plus
wow.
4,000 to win it all. BC still plus 3,500 to win the ACC.
It's plus 4,000 on Bovada. That's interesting.
They don't have odds to make the playoffs.
They do.
They do.
Plus 200.
Yeah, plus 200
200 for Missouri. Bunch of Heisman futures out there, a bunch of NFL futures out there. Compare those futures to other Illinois sportsbook futures. I'm pretty confident you'll like the numbers at Circa. Much more. Go check it out. Download the Circa Sports app today, the world's largest sportsbook right in the palm of your hand in Illinois. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. Kevin Miller, your leader. He has 3 wins. The next closest competitor has 1. Here we go.
Okay.
This morning was a class of the concept in technical analysis because Tim is just on a different level. But this email is about life's lessons, like don't judge a book by its cover. I'm going to admit something. We all laughed when our buddy Tyler used to make fun of our other friend Jimmy in the shower after gym class because of his small penis. Shrimp crank, teeny weeny, dinky winky, lap pinky, baby carrot. He was relentless. We all thought Jimmy was just a loser. Until November 14th, 1998. We were all at Tyler's house when a group of dads came back looking for some action.
Oh.
Tyler's dad, Mr. Zabisco, was the designated driver. So with him being the only one sober, it was surprising that he was the horniest. Hey guys, I got an itchy snitchy and only Butchie can scratch it. He was pretty dejected when we told him Butchie was at home because he had gotten mono from making out with our buddy Daniel's dad. That's when Jimmy stepped up to the plate. I'll treat you right. Mr. Zabisco just laughed at him because he knew the scoop. Jimmy just stewed in anger for about 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden he had Mr. Zabisco on his back.
Oh.
Turned out Jimmy had slipped him a Mickey and had spiked his Ovaltine with Molly. Then he started to wet his beak. And by beak, I mean his boomstick.
No.
And the wetness was Mr. Z's mouth. He never knew what hit him. And he was in for a long night. Jimmy yelled, "Here comes the pie special. 3.14 inches with no end and no repeating pattern." 3 hours later, we all thought it was over. Far from it, because then Jimmy stood over him slowly and repetitively dripping his noodle wax on his forehead with his version of the Chinese water torture. Doug, that's from Cho, and the last name is King.
Cho Kaing. Chinaman.
Sure, the dais broke down the rampant use of Molly among the listeners, who were surprisingly available every day from 7 to 10. Iggy cleaning his bathroom thanks to a Learn-sponsored product, the Cardinal pitching woes, and the great slutty stepdad trucker hat caper. But it seems like a big miss to fail to mention that Angel Reese was obviously listening to the show yesterday and decided to up the ante and get surgery on her fake injury. Not to beleaguer anyone, your move, Strode. That's from Shooter McGavin, the vice president of the Listener Electric Bill Co-op.
Shooter McGavin.
I didn't see the reports on that.
There you go.
I can't comment. I didn't see
No,
that she
you
got
can't.
surgery on the wrist. If she did, so what?
Oh.
I mean, she could have played with it. A lot of people play through injuries and get it operated on at the end of the year.
Hi, all. Bravo to the show, which provides me nitwit entertainment and also gives me the chance to think about what could have been. Or probably more accurately, what I fortunately was able to avoid. You see, while in college almost 20 years ago, I held a prestigious unpaid internship at a local sports radio station for a semester. My first day consisted of the following. I showed up to an office marked only with a piece of paper on the door. I walked in and nobody knew that I was supposed to be there. The first person I met got up from his desk, copy of Playboy adjacent, and introduced himself. Later, somebody else gave me an important research project, which was to look on the internet for pre-owned vans. In hindsight, just a totally normal and not at all creepy sounding task to give an intern on day one. Anyway, that's the story of the day I met Iggy. But I have an idea of another place to rip off as a part of Iggy's plan to revitalize St. Louis. First, it was to paint the buildings like South Beach. Then today, I think he said that we should dress the police officers like they do in London, with the big hats. As far as I'm concerned, Irish cab drivers are some of the greatest people in the world, and they speak with such pride about their city and country. So let's snap off some of the Ram settlement money to offer live golf-style contracts to a bunch of Irish cab drivers. They drive on the left side of the road over in the old country, and I think they still will better navigate downtown St. Louis than the average St. Charles or Jeff Gauge white-knuckling it through downtown on their annual or biannual trip into the city limits to do the wave, eat some helmet nachos, and score a one-of-a-kind giveaway like a mystery Cardinal player jockstrap. I once heard a Belfast cab driver point out the most bombed hotel in Europe like it was a point of pride, putting lipstick on the pigs that are the revolving restaurant hotel that has been vacant for 10 years in our delightful Eastern European Cold War-style riverfront. Aside from the actual arch grounds, will be child's play for them. People will leave St. Louis finding some level of quaintness in our decades of colossal civic failures and tell their friends, boom, St. Louis solved. You're welcome. Anyway, gotta go. That's from Mickey O'Dork.
Mickey O'Dork.
Why do I listen to this crap? Anal nitrates, Linda Breckenridge dancing at a gay bar in East St. Louis, a 5-minute payola live read for a product called the Tornado Scrubber, an old man painstakingly recapping his exciting afternoon cleaning his bathtub, a non-existent college football player named Shakira Sanders. Make the madness stop!
Oh.
One fellow who calls himself Mr. Siders, which is actually the name of Plowsy's grade school teacher, is telling far-fetched stories about lesbianism, and you guys spent the better part of 10 minutes evaluating the validity of his story. Newsflash! Married women don't get high on Molly and pet each other for hours at a time. I can't stress this enough. No one from your audience has ever sent in anything that is true at all. No. You guys fall for this crap time and time again. And here I am enjoying it. What does that say about me and my state of affairs when I genuinely look forward to this Shishawali show every morning? As I hold the mirror up to my own face, I'm scared by what I see. A 40-year-old father of 3 giggling at 5 clowns playing grab ass in a blue janitor's closet and loving every minute of it. Thank you for your service to our community. Long live TMA JV Golf Coach.
JV Golf Coach.
Are we dating now if we hold hands in public but also slurp the chunky brown excretion that seeps from his colon after his hole swallows a butt plug that contains not 2 but 3 rib detachments, Doug? That's from the doo-doo man.
It's just a question. The doo-doo man.
And that's Janoris Jenkins?
So they kept calling Daniel Jones.
His former teammates.
Dan, the doo-doo man. He went on another Twitter rant about it last night.
I gotta refollow Janoris Jenkins.
He just rolls up a blunt and then just starts tweeting about doo-doo man.
He's probably got $100 million in the bank. Just sitting there getting high and talking about Daniel Jones.
He says it. He's like, I'm smoking a blunt right now.
Oh, Christ, I can't do this for one more second. That's enough. That's enough. We're going to do this right out of the box. Consensus #1 overall fantasy football pick, Christian McCaffrey was inactive last night, which blew up my daily fantasy chances and costing me winnings that I would have just blown on impulse Temu purchases anyway. And what's the media in this town talking about? Some old pervert relaxing his anus muscles with amyl nitrate poppers at a gay bar 30 years ago. We're sitting here again talking about the same things. The Cardinals sit 6.5 games back from the 3rd wild card with 19 games to play. But if they can just get hot, they can stay mathematically alive into the last week of the season. With attendance so low, it's pretty easy to brush this season under the rug and focus the attention on this legalized sports betting vote, which, if it passes, will boost the value of the franchise so the DeWitts can sell the team already. Can't wait to hear the outcome of this hat caper investigation. Now, I'll remind you that while Plowboy threw Paul Giamatti under the bus for crapping all over the bathroom at the old studio, a crime scene that prompted Doug to say whoever did that has holes where the rest of us don't, but Giamatti issued a prepared statement that I read on Swope's Picks, So 29, where Giamatti deflected blame to the soccer show that was brokering time on the weekends and declared, quote, he would have no reason to S on a wall. You're at your best when the going gets rough. You've been put to the test, but it's never enough. That's from Buck, Swope, and Doug.
Buck.
That's what we have.
Swope.
For the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today.
Little email this morning. I'm going to go ahead and vote for the JV Golf Coach.
Wow, this is like...
He gets my vote.
So many times in a row I voted with Doug. Yeah, I like how he went away from his normal crap, poop, ass stories to actually praising us and likes listening. So I'm going to go with JV.
JV Golf Coach gets his first win in the month of September. Congratulations, JV Golf Coach. Jackson and I are heading down the hallway to 101 ESPN. They're not going to like it down there, but we're going to do it anyway. It's my morning Jackson. Jackson, how do you feel about your series of questions today?
So-so.
Yep, problem. All right, that's coming up on Balloon Party 101 ESPN for Jackson Bennett Burkett, for Chairman Kurt, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Sullivan Vaughn. I'm Tim McKernan. This has been The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Krupin.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball. Tired of it.
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster so in case